Testing 1, 2. Hello, can you hear me? One in the chat if you can hear me.
All right. Sorry, my computer restarted. That's why. We're back. We're watching Strasbourg. Mboko's playing. She played well yesterday. That's basically what I said. You missed nothing. Except that I gave out my credit card details, and I also told everybody where the money's hidden. So unfortunately, nobody. That was just gonna be a bit of a like special, like if you were here early. But now, unfortunately, the microphone is muted, so nobody will know where the money is hidden. That's okay. That's all right. Maybe I'll do that another time. Maybe we'll do a surprise, like, oh, there it is over there. You got to go find it. But anyways, Mboko's taking on Cristian. Cristian is the highest ranked, I think the highest ranked unseeded player in the draw. So, yeah, it could be interesting. When we get to the French Open, she might be the toughest player that's unseeded. But yeah, let's see how she looks on Boko. She played well yesterday, even though she should have probably won easier yesterday. Like against Fernandez, it was not as convincing as it should have been. Winner of this play is Navarro, by the way. Navarro won earlier today against Lee. She continued her great comeback from illness. So yeah, let's see. It's under there. So let's see. She won, 6-1, 6-3. Also, Rude lost, which was a little bit weird, but he lost. So that's kind of thrown things into a spin. Demonor absolutely smoked Darderi, which was great for a Demonor. Terrible for Darderi. But yeah, so it's been a strange tournament. Strange matches all round. Strange tournament all round. How are we doing, chat? Are we ready? Are we ready for the French Open, which starts in a couple of days? We should get the draw for this tournament, or the schedule for the tournament coming out probably tomorrow. So that'll be fun. We should know who the French Open, who's going to play the French Open day one and when they're going to play. We know who's going to play, Djokovic and Zverev, but when? We'll find out when. Rude wanted rest. Yeah, maybe Rude, not the worst thing that he lost. Maybe, he could use that as he can rest up for the big one, right? But yeah. Navone is a good clay quarter too. It's not like he lost to some random. But yeah. Final schedule's out. Yeah, I don't know what we do tomorrow because I was like, oh, maybe we'll watch Rude versus Bublik or TN. But Navone TN, I don't know. Winner of this plays Navarro. We might watch some Boko Navarro if that's a thing. Maybe we watch Demonor in Hamburg if he makes the final. I guess like him winning a title would be a fun stream, but also he might lose the final and then make me cry. So I don't know. We'll wait and see. We'll wait and see what we do tomorrow. Who's your top 4 WTA for semis at Roland Garros? I have no idea. I haven't even done my bracket, which I'm going to do that tomorrow. So make sure you watch that video tomorrow. Speaking of videos, I've done a video for the rankings. What the rankings, who has the most to gain and lose. So go watch that video if you haven't seen it already. Go check it out and comment on that video and also share it and like it and hype it. And then get your friends to do all of those things as well. And that way it'll be really, really good. Do you think Demonor beats Paul? Yes, but tentatively yes. Tentatively yes. First time these two are playing, never played before. So let's see what happens. Nice day in Strasbourg as well. Nothing posted yet for Sunday? Okay. I'm guessing that's probably going to be coming out either later today or tomorrow. So yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see how it goes. Also, have the seeds been... the quality's been put into the draw? Has that happened? I'm sure it must have been close. Or are they still playing the rest today? Oh, okay. I think there's still 1 or 2 matches left for the qualies. Is there? Oh, okay, yeah. They're still playing the qualies. So that'll happen also. I guess what they're going to do is they're going to wait for the qualies to end and then they'll bring out the schedule. Because I'm sure that the qualies are going to determine the schedule. So once the schedule comes out, once the qualies are done, the schedule will come out. Final and Boko versus Navarro. That'd be fun. That'd be a fun matchup. Eala is turning 21 on the 23rd of May. That's today. Tomorrow. That's tomorrow. And she's up against Jovic in the first round against a friend. Yeah, that'd be fun. We're going to watch that as well. Probably on Monday or Tuesday. It'll be a fun matchup. Day off to prepare. No days off. By the way, we're almost at 100 likes already, so thank you for that. Appreciate it. All right, here we go on Boko and Cristian in the semis. It's nice to see on Boko back because she was kind of off court for a while. Hasn't really done much since. I can't remember. I mean, she had a great start to the year. Getting into the top 10, going for a run. Did she make the final of Doha? Is that? I know she made a final of Dubai or Doha. I can't remember which one. Doha. Quarterfinals of Indian Wells and Miami. And then since Miami, she just hasn't really... I mean, look, maybe clay's not her surface, but she didn't play... She only played Madrid, and then she played this tournament. So she really has had an interrupted clay court season. But yeah, has had a phenomenal season overall. And now a semi-final. Her second third semi-final of the year. And multiple quarterfinals. Yeah, didn't do well in Madrid. Lost to McNally, but... other than that, she's been doing super well. Who do you think's going to win this one, chat? I'm going to go on Boko in 3. I reckon Cristian will put up a fight. Navarro will win. Well, will win in the final. She's in the final, yeah. Oh yeah, she had her wisdom teeth pulled out. Yes, you're right. I forgot about that. I was trying to just think. I was like, why was she injured? What was happening? Yeah, she got her wisdom teeth pulled out after Miami, didn't she? Do you enjoy wearing glasses? Why not contacts? Because glasses are fine. They do well. They do a good job. Why would I wear contacts? Why would I need contacts? What, do my glasses distract you? 15-0. Yeah, I forgot that she had her wisdom teeth. Oh, she had she had gastro as well. Is that why she pulled out of Rome? Oh, yeah, because everyone got sick of Madrid. Yes. It's all coming back to me. 15-0. It's all coming back to me. All right, 15-0. There's Mboko. Return serve. Also, Bublik is coming back in his match against Tian. What a strange semi-final of clay. Who would have thought? 30-15. Rayonic's brother was a dentist? Is a dentist? That's crazy. That you know that. What a random stat. 30-15 as that goes wide by Cristian, and it's 30-0. 30-0. First point. First game of the match. 30-0. As that goes the net on the return from Boko, and it's 40-30. She put out I forgot that she pulled out a Rome for gastro. I was trying to remember. I'm sure she didn't get like an ankle injury or anything, but no, she didn't. It was all because of it was a gastro and then also the wisdom teeth. So it wasn't anything like that it wasn't like your normal tennis withdrawals. Foreign goes up the line at the back of Cristian, backing out from a Boko. Nope, didn't need to get there because it went long. From Cristian, it's deuce. Cristian is part of the new generation of Romanian players. By the way, chat, I feel like it doesn't get talked about enough. How Romania's been a pretty they've been a decent tennis country over the years. Like they have been. I mean, Nastasi was one of the greats, right, of the game. Halep obviously has been one of the recent greats of WTA. Also, obviously Castello, who's having her final season. Romania have had a pretty successful tennis pretty successful tennis. They've been significant in the tennis world over the years, and now with players like Cristian and Ruse, obviously Castella, they're all in the top 100. So yeah, I mean Cristian's not like new, but she's 27. Sort of having her career best years. But yeah, Romania's always been a bit of a and thanks to Halep mainly in the 2000s and 2010s. But it's cool to see. Like Romania has got like this new generation. I mean, look, the generation coming through is mainly because of Castella and Halep, right? Like they're the inspiration is Boko hits in there back to deuce. But yeah, sent a comment about Sabalenka in the press. What did Sabalenka say? I thought they were all going to boycott the press conferences to be honest, but they all played. All right, and Win 5Z obviously there, great pickup for Mboko. All right, deuce. Anytime else in the US at work, anyone else at work today for no reason? Why would you be at work today? It's Friday. Isn't it normal? Normal day. Slice down the line into the forehand of Cristian. Forehand from Mboko. It's Cristian. Forehand down the middle goes long, and Mboko gets another break point. I looked at Nole's draw. It looks good in the first two rounds, but then Ruud and Fonseca are obviously threats. Yeah, I agree. And Prismic. I mean, Prismic is there too. Did you watch the Gale and Friends thing? No, I did not. But I did see clips of it, and it was great. I love that. I love that they did that. As Mboko hits it out in the return as deuce. I love they did that for him. It seemed like an appropriate thing to do for him to have. I mean, last year with Gasquet wouldn't have been. I don't feel like that was the same. Like Monfils is such is that kind of guy, right? The friendly, everybody loves him kind of player. The one that would have 1 million people come to his retirement party. I don't know how close Gasquet is with players outside of France, but yeah, it just felt like that was an appropriate way to give Monfils a bit of he was the right guy to send that, to do that for, right? Advantage Cristian. I guess last year it was Rafa's retirement. See, it would have been weird if they did a Rafa-style retirement for Monfils. They still probably will, but I think the party makes more sense for Monfils. He's more of a party guy. Everyone having a laugh, everyone having a cry. It's fun. Cristian, advantage. All right. Advantage Cristian as we're backing now into the forehand of Mboko. Cristian backhand into the Mboko forehand off the tape. Cristian backing up the line. Mboko forehand goes cross court. Cristian gets it into the backhand of Mboko. It's Cristian forehand again, cross court. Mboko overhits it. That's the first game. That was a marathon. One love, Cristian. Yeah, I got to be honest. I feel like with the boycott stuff, it was so last minute. It felt so last minute when they announced to do it, or they were saying they were thinking about it, that it was never going to work. They almost need to get together in the off season, all the players, and have a meeting when they're not competing. If they're going to do a real serious, they have to do it in the off season. I think they can't do it mid season. How are you going to get everyone? Everyone's all over the world. I mean, people are here, people are over there, people are It's so hard to get everyone in the same place. But off season, maybe they'll all have a chat and they're all trying to get everyone on the same page. But I do like this. I mean, look, I love that the players are still talking about it. But it didn't feel like they were going to do it for this year. But at least the world knows. All right, one love to Cristian. Serve and Boko in the back of Cristian, and Boko backhand goes in the net. Love 15. All right, as with 15 all. Ah, 15 all. As with a second serve. I'm surprised Monfils never won a 500. He did. He won a 500. He didn't win a 1,000. As would have led on the second serve. He won Rotterdam a bunch. He's definitely won a 500. All right, second serve is a let. What a week for Bouzet. Oh, yeah. He was so good in February, so I'm so glad that players that do well in South America there are players that can transfer that. He was so good he was one of the sneaky players during the Golden Swing that I told you all to look out for, and now he's popping off, and it's like, oh yeah, this is same with like Capriva, like a couple of weeks ago when he was popping off, and you're like, oh okay, that's these guys were doing well in February, so it's cool that they kind of have shown their skills on the European clay as well. Those tournaments are definitely a sneak peek into what to expect. Now, will he beat Sinner? Probably never, or not now. Maybe one day, but not today. But still fun to see those guys doing well in this season, in this part of the season. 15-40. Break points for Cristian. All right, 15-40. As the return goes out by Cristian, it's 30-40. Fils hasn't practiced yet at Roland Garros. He skipped media day. Yeah, Fils is definitely on the watch list because Cristian just broke 2-love. Not because she broke, but just because he's injured. Yeah. So he's definitely, there's massive alarm bells around him for sure. Like not doing the press is kind of insane for his home slam. Like that's missing media day of his home slam is kind of insane. Why would he miss it? Did he boycott it? Is that why? No visible. Oh, he was training today. Oh, he trained well today. Oh, then what the hell? Thank you, Gene. Appreciate it. No visible moments. Okay, so then why did he skip the press conference then? That's weird. That is weird. Why did he skip the media day? Unless he was just like, can't be bothered. 15-love. I mean, look, I respect that. If Fils is just like, yeah, I couldn't be bothered. All right, well, if he trained today and he didn't look in discomfort, then that's good. Then that's a positive sign for Fils. Thank you. Appreciate it. Shout out to Gene who coming in with the facts. All right, 30-love. Because we want to see Fils play. He's got to play Stan. That's a great first round. By the way, somebody at the start of the stream also talked about Fernandez and her dad yesterday. Apparently, there was some we missed it. It must have been after the first set, but there was some madness going on. Or was there? Anyways, 30-love. I was going to find out from Cristian is a winner. 40-love. 40-love. Cristian to go to 3-love here. If you haven't, let me know in the chat. Have you heard about the Fernandez? Did anyone see the Fernandez? We're not going to go into it too much, but did anyone see the Fernandez family conversation that happened yesterday during the match? As it a slice in the net from Cristian, 40-15. And if you didn't, then okay. If you did, then we can discuss. I don't think there's much to discuss, to be honest. I mean, I'm pretty like I don't want to get into it too much because I don't think it's that. I don't think it's It's definitely not as big of a deal as people are trying to make it, but it's also not nothing. 40-15. Cristian to go to 3-love. She double faults. 40-30. $40-30. $40-30 as Cristian serves again. Do I have Hoda making the quarters? Maybe, yeah. I haven't done my prediction video yet. I'll do it tomorrow. All right, 40-30. As the return goes in the net by Boko, and it's 3-love. So yeah, so if you haven't seen it, you go check it out online. It's somewhere. It's online. Just write in Leylah Fernandez dad, and it'll be like you can just click the first thing that comes up. When I was first watching, I read what he was saying because it wasn't in English. And I'll tell you, chat, this is where you have to listen to how things are said because I feel like tone and context and also like visual matters in so many of these kind of things, right? Especially this thing. Like at first I read and I was like, whoa, how did I miss that? He was going off. I'm like, holy shit, this guy, he was losing his mind. And then I watched it and I was like, oh, so they were having a discussion and he was saying like a lot of things and he was talking to her. He wasn't yelling at her. He was just saying, and I obviously couldn't translate it in real time, but I could, like just the tone of him saying it didn't come across as super aggressive like the text did when you read it in the text, right? When you read the article or whatever. So you always got to listen. It's the same with like interviews, right? Because obviously the headline's going to be, whoa, this crazy thing happened. And then you listen to it and you're like, oh, it wasn't that crazy. Or it wasn't that like extreme, right? But I will say this, because I've dealt with a lot of, and I know people are going to be like, oh, tennis parents, right? It's always going to come down to like, oh no, it's a father-daughter combination. So that's obviously going to be terrible because in the past it's been bad, right? I feel like that's a bit harsh on everybody. I don't think that we shouldn't be comparing like every parent-child team should be judged differently. And I don't think that anybody should be pointing at her dad and being like, this is like this. Because, to be honest, also it's been like one time. Like, this is the only time that he had like a minute and a half conversation with his daughter about her tennis. And he was very straightforward and harsh about it, right? Some would say harsh. A few takeaways, though. I think once it got to like the 1 minute mark of him talking to her and she wasn't responding, it felt like it was a little bit... I felt embarrassed for Fernandez. I felt like, oh man, she's just kind of standing there. Like, what's she going to do? Yell back, right? It's like... Yeah, I was kind of like, oh man, this feels like she's getting... Like, it's embarrassing. Like, it felt a little bit embarrassing. And I've dealt with tennis parents, right? When I've coached. Most are lovely. You get the small amount that, think they know better than the coach. But when they are the coach... But I also think... The reason why people get so shocked by that is because it's so unusual. Because usually, right, 99% of coaches are not related to the person they're coaching. If they talk like that to, like, let's say, I don't know, who's a good example? Let's say, I don't know, who's a good example? I'm trying to think. Let's say Pegula's coach talked to her like that. He'd be fired. Like, I don't think she'd stand for that. and he wouldn't have a job. So those coaches that don't have the family connection obviously can't. Got to be careful with what they say. They can't be as straightforward. Maybe they have to be a little bit more nice about it because they could get fired. Whereas Fernandez's dad can say, do you even want to play tennis anymore? Like, this is crazy, like horrible shots, blah, blah, blah. Because, I mean, she can fire him, but also, you know what I mean? Like, there's a little bit more, like, less fear for your job, I guess, if you're in that situation. But also, when I listened to him talking, like, he didn't raise his voice. He was just very, very blunt. And especially if the translation is what the words were on this article, right? If it was a basketball player, or if it was a basketball team and like the coach was talking to the team like that, or a football team, or any other sport, it wasn't that crazy. Like, I've heard way more NBA like huddles where the coach, and maybe it's because it's loud, but the coach is going off, pointing at people, screaming. He wasn't doing that. So it's like, yeah, okay, for tennis, maybe it's a bit weird because usually, you know, we don't have that like 1.5 minute thing, but I don't know. It was, I felt bad for Fernandez because she did towards the end. It felt like he probably could have said what he said in half the time. I think it went on a little long. And it kind of was like, I felt kind of bad for her, like going, oh man, she's kind of getting, I felt like she was getting, especially because it was like at the change of ends, you know, and I felt bad, but I didn't feel like he it wasn't even in English. So like most of the people in the stadium probably didn't even understand what he was saying anyway. And he didn't scream in her face. He didn't yell at her. Also, I don't think he realized that anyone could hear him. So they probably were just like, it wasn't loud enough so that it could be picked up by, you know, someone. It was just having a conversation with each other. So I don't know. It's a lot of people were very like, oh, I can't believe he would say that. That's crazy. But it's also like sometimes players react like some players don't like being spoken to like that, and don't do that. Don't say that to me. But then other players respond to that. So it's hard to know because we're not part of their team. Like, is that? I mean, Layla hasn't had any other coaches. It's only been him, I think, for the most part. So, you know, again, and it's also a one-time thing. I don't remember it happening multiple times. Like, it's not every time she's losing, he yells at her or he you know, talks to her like that. So it's hard to like grab that. And who knows? Maybe he was just annoyed by the way that she was playing. And like I said, being a father coach, it's different to being an employee coach or being employed by the player because you would be a little bit more worried about saying it how it is and being, you know, raw and truthful because you don't want to get fired, right? Whereas again, being a parent, he can be a bit more direct because he doesn't have that fear of losing the job, or at least it's not as, you know, it's not like a random person who hasn't known her all her life, right? So it's weird. I thought it was a weird thing. Anyway, it's 30-all. But I did feel like a lot of people were like not, like they were reading, it seemed like a lot of reaction to it was like overly, I don't know, just like over the top. And I'm like, I don't know. It was weird. 40-30. It's just a weird situation, but I didn't think it was like, it's not worthy of doing a video for, and I don't know. I felt bad for her, but it was also like, he shouldn't be judged that harshly. Like I don't think he didn't do that. It wasn't that bad, if that makes sense. I think he was, and from what I read as well, is that he was saying, you're not listening. So for all we know, for the first set, he was saying like, hey, do this. And she was doing the opposite. Hey, do this. She was doing something else. She wasn't listening in the first place. So then the only way to get through to her was, hey, do you even want to be here? Like, what the hell are you doing? You're not even listening to me. You're doing the opposite of what I'm saying. You know, that's why you're losing. Like, there's obviously going to be a frustration from the coach's point of view too, right? That, you know, that if you're saying, hey, if you want to win, you have to do this, and then your player's doing the opposite and they're losing, you're like, why are you not taking my advice? Why are you not listening? you wouldn't think he would just blow up after like one game because she's losing. So there might have been that like as well throughout the entire, again, context, right? Context matters. Going back and forth, through the whole set, maybe he was being like, hit it down the line, and she kept doing cross court because she wasn't listening to him, right? So again, we don't know. You have to watch the whole match to kind of get a feel of what he was trying to say and why she wasn't, all that kind of stuff too. That's the problem with miking up the coaches. Yeah, look, as much as we love to hear it, right? We love to hear the insights. It can also get very much it can get manipulated if you get a soundbite and you're like, oh, that sounds harsh. But it's also like there's a lot more context. You wouldn't have just blown up at her. And again, like I said, I think being her dad, having that, like he would have, again, having the freedom, I guess, to be able to like directly talk to her instead of having someone else, like if it's somebody else, they would have probably been like, don't worry, we'll get the next set. Maybe they'll be a little bit more nurturing because they could get fired easier, right? So it's just, I don't know. I think there's just a lot of, it's not like, there's a lot of level, like a lot of depth. It's not just like, he said this and that's bad. You go, yeah, but why did he say it like that? And then also like, why didn't she respond? Well, maybe she didn't want to have an on-court fight with her dad. Maybe she, it's just their relationship. She doesn't talk back to her dad because at the end of the day, it is a father. Do you guys talk back to your parents if they start yelling, if they said something to you, like talked about, there's a respect thing there, maybe, like you got to think of it like that too. So I think it's just too simple to just go, wow, he said those things. She should file a report to the WTA. And I'm like, oh, someone said that. And I was like, what? Okay. 40 love, by the way. Like, why would the WTA need to get involved in a 90-second conversation between a dad and daughter who are coaching each other and at work, right? I'm sure he doesn't talk to her like that at the dinner table. It's like in a heated moment on a tennis court in a semi-quarterfinal. Like, again, context, right? You try to always be so fair in your assessment. Well, yeah, because I feel like it's like, yeah, I don't know. It's a weird, I don't know. I think people are just going to go straight to her coach is a bad guy. And it's like, what? Like, how dare he yell at her? And it's like, did you hear what? He didn't even yell. As in Boko wins the game, it's 4-2. Anyways, because somebody wrote in the chat at the start and I wanted to address it because I didn't know anything. I didn't even know until that person said it. And I was like, oh, what happened? And I looked it up and I was like, oh, that's weird. I didn't remember that. And then I went down a bit of a rabbit hole and was like, oh, okay, yeah, he was very blunt with what he said, but also maybe it got to that point where that's the only way you could get through to her, And I did feel bad for her because it did seem like it did go on a little long, and I was like, I feel like you could have said what you said in half the words. You didn't need to like spend 90 seconds, But then again, like she was just kind of standing there like fixing a racket and stuff. So you kind of like, well, maybe she was just like, whatever, like by that point she might have been like, oh, okay, Dad, thanks. Yep. All right. But I think that people take it to the extreme and go, oh man, he's like this guy. And that guy's the worst of the worst, right? And you know who I'm talking, I'm not going to talk about this, but that situation that happened, which was horrible. I think everybody goes to that is what is going on. They did it with Raducanu. They do it with any father-daughter, father-son coaching team. They're like, oh, this is like that. No. That was the worst thing we've seen, right? It's not fair to point at that and say that's what every disagreement between a father-daughter is like. Not at all. It's not close, right? Because I saw that and I'm like, okay, those people are ridiculous. All right, 15-0. look, I'm sure that she'll either clear it up or somebody, I'm sure it'll be brought up at some point in the future. But again, as far as I know, it's only been like a one-time thing. I don't remember this being an issue before, or anybody having problem with their coaching before. As with a point in the net from Boko, 30-15. But yeah, it's just, I just think people are very, very quick to judge. So if you do see something and you have an opinion on a headline, go watch the clip and then hear what they're saying, hear how it's being said, and then make your mind up. You might still think it's harsh, and it shouldn't be happening. Fair enough. 30-15. As the return goes backhand of Cristian, forehand from Boko. Cristian forehand into the slice of Mboko. Backhand out from Cristian in the net. It's 30-0. Professional coaches encourage their players and not belittle them. Verbal abuse is never acceptable, period. Again, I understand that. And I agree. I agree that, verbal abuse should not be on. But when you listen to what he's saying and the way he's saying it, and then you compare it to other sports as well, it's not as bad as some like other sports. There's way more swearing. There's way more animation. There's way more volume in other sports when they're directing to players. So I'm like, why in tennis? Yes, you can get through. You can. What is it? Attract more results through honey than salt, or whatever they say. But you also got to be like, he was just getting to the point of what he wanted her to try. He wanted to try and get through to her. Whatever he was saying before that wasn't getting through. So he went to that. And he went to, plus he didn't call her names. He didn't, he embarrassed her, right? He felt like he was telling her off, right? That's what it felt a little bit like. And it was embarrassing. But again, I don't think it was just like I am like this all the time and this is how I'm going to speak. Because it's not the first time anyone's had a problem with this. That anyone's heard it and thought, oh, this is a bit extreme. But you all make up your own minds. I can see both sides. But I don't think we should be looking and going, that he is as bad as this and there should be an investigation. It's like, whoa. I don't think so. I don't think we need an investigation on a coach and player. Because that's what it is at the end of the day. Yes, they're father and daughter, but at the end of the day, they're also a coach and a player, right? So you got to be like, okay, well, what if another coach had said that to their player? Would we be talking about the same situation? Would we be getting bothered by it if it was, I don't know, like I said, like if it was Pegula's coach and Pegula. But again, I don't think Pegula would take that shit, to be honest. But like, you know what I mean? By the way, yes, I said I wouldn't get into it, so I did. All right, I did. I went down a rabbit hole. What do you want from me? All right. Some people didn't know what was going on, so I'm here to educate and hopefully give you all the facts because I thought more people knew what was going on, but most people didn't. All right. Go and watch the video. It's online, and you can listen to it, and you make up your own minds. With other sports, it's usually teams, so the telling off feels different. No, I can see that too. Like if you're, but there are times when you're playing a team sport and the coach will point at one person and say, you're playing like shit. You're playing terrible. You're letting the team down. Oh, you're doing this. You're doing that. They do point out people individually too. They don't go, we're playing terrible. We're missing the ball. They go, no, you're playing shit. You're missing rebounds. You're not scoring. Where's the hell's your three-pointer? Like there are like coaches point, but the difference I guess is that we don't see it as much. But again, yes, I get the whole team sport. Like the team can be accountable for the mistakes, but whereas on tennis it's all on one person. But again, he didn't do that though. He didn't do that. Anyways, love 15. We're moving on. Go watch it for yourself and make up your own minds. But like I said, I think just don't go to the extremes of he's the worst coach ever and he should be fired because I just think that's a little much. As it a backhand up the line in the net, and it's love 30, man. Cristian is, Mboko is not playing well. Love 30. Love 30. As we're serving from Mboko to the forehand of Cristian. Return goes into the forehand of Mboko. Cristian backhand as Mboko backhand goes off the tape. Cristian another backhand. Mboko gets it back. Cristian backhand up the line. Mboko forehand. That's a great shot. Oh, I love Mboko's forehand, especially that inside out one. 15-30. I love it when she just rips it. It's just such a, like, it looks so weird. Her forehand looks so strange because it looks like she catches it late. But the way, like, I don't know what it is. Something about her forehand that just feels like a little bit like stop-start, right? But she hits it so clean. And great serve as well. 30-all. All right, 30-all. As the return goes in the backhand of Mboko. Forehand now from Cristian. Mboko backhand on the stretch. Cristian inside in forehand. Mboko gets it back, but overhits it. We've got a set point. 30-40. 30-40. In basketball, they do that. Yeah, I mean, they're a lot more direct in team sports. Maybe because they just don't have time to, like, you know, debrief. They have to talk to a lot of people, so they have to get to the point. 30-40. Serve out wide the backhand of Cristian. She hits a return wide, and we get to deuce. All right, deuce. Wim5Z is not a good fit. It's been 3 days. Forehand slice. It's a drop shot. Cristian gets it. It's in the nets. They've worked together like 2 matches. Oh, why do we do this every time? Every coach and player, remember, like, Swiatek lost to Andreeva in Stuttgart after 2 matches and was like, I don't think Royce is working. Bro, it's been 3. This is the 3rd match they've worked together. Come on. Let's relax as it goes in the net. It's deuce. Oh, God. We need to stop doing this. We need to stop. We need to give new coaches and players time. After Wimbledon, we can talk about whether or not Wim5Z's working. It's literally a 3rd match with him as coach. And she's only losing this set. Drop shot from Cristian's no good, and Boko puts it away. Oh, can we not fire the coach the second they walk in the door? Hi, welcome to the coaching team. Yeah. Get the hell out of here. You're fired. I lost the match. All right, advantage from Boko. Let's just give Wim5Z time to work with Boko. Oh, man. We do it every time. We're so reactionary. We gotta relax. That's my hot take. No, okay. Well, you should have said she shouldn't have hired him. Anyways, Mboko's got advantage. And the return goes back on Boko. Backhand from Cristian into the forehand of Mboko. It's Cristian backhand again. The back of Mboko. Cristian backhand on the stretch. Shanked. Goes long. And it's 5-3. Cristian's going to serve the set. Oh, man, we gotta relax. We gotta give these people time to work together. Come on now. All right. Thanks, G. Yeah, so Fizet was not Fizet, sorry, Feast was working was training, so it's all good. Fizet ruined Iga, and now he's on a mission to ruin Boko. That's strike 3 for you because you've come in here and said a lot of crazy shit over the last couple of days, and I read it out thinking that you're genuine. So you got to be relaxed. You got to relax. Otherwise, I'll just straight up start. I know you're a new member, but you might have got gifted. I'll straight up ignore you. Don't come in here and start like getting reactions. So then you can be like, you're talking. Like, you don't need to get my attention by saying crazy shit. Love 15. You can talk normally, and I will talk back. You don't need to come in here and try and like stand out. All right, love 15. Come on now. All right, love 15. As the return goes into the forehand of Cristian. Forehand from Boko's a winner. Beautiful shot again. Love 30. Love 30. Yeah, Swiatek won Wimbledon. We don't even need to discuss. Love 30. Come on now. Love 30 on Boko. Chance to get that break back here. First serve's a fault, second serve. Second serve into the forehand of Mboko. Forehand from Cristian again to the forehand of Mboko. Cristian again into that Mboko forehand. Cristian forehand again. Mboko goes up the line. Cristian's there with a backhand cross court. Mboko gets it with her backhand. As Cristian backhand into that Mboko forehand. And another backhand from Cristian goes in the Boko forehand. But Mboko hits it wide. And it's 15-30. Rublev has to face Prime Bouzet in the first round. Cam, what are your thoughts? I think that is going to be a tough one for Rublev, but I think he wins in 4. I wonder how much Bouzet's got left in the tank. That's what I'm a little bit concerned about. The more he wins this week, how's he going to back it up in a 5-setter against Rublev in the first match? So I think Rublev might get through maybe Rublev gets through in 5, but I think Rublev might just outlast him. 15-30. Serve into the forehand of Mboko. Return gets a backhand of Cristian. And Cristian hits it long. It's 15-40. We've got break-back points. Break-back points. $15.40. By the way, chat, who's going to win the women's French Open? Somebody give me some ideas. Because I am lost. I have no idea. Anyways, that goes in the net on the slice from Mboko. Give me a player and give me a reason why. I want to see. Instead of rather than just giving me an answer, I want to give me a reason as well, so then I can like kind of think what you're thinking. Like Sabalenka, but why? Like why? Or how? How would they win? Why would they? Why are you picking that person? You could be like Sabalenka because she's number 1. Fair enough. That's fair. That might be enough. I might pick her for that. Anyways, that goes in the net by Cristian, and it's back on serve 5-4. That's a fun we don't know. Well, that's the thing. I don't know, but some of you might think you know. So I want to hear why and who and why. I had a dream that Coco won. Okay, well you are. I might pick that then. I might pick your answer then. Sabalenka, she wants it badly. Okay, Svitolina for my fantasy team. Because I live in a fantasy world. Okay, Sinner will win the WTA French Open. I don't think so, but okay. Anisimova because she's due to win. That's not convincing enough for me. That was kind of a Anisimova because, like, you got to convince me. That's not as convincing. Rabakina on the way to getting number 1. Okay. If Sabalenka, I think Sabalenka because she hasn't won any slams this year. Okay, yeah, fair enough. Mrs. Month because she won Rome. Okay, and it's Month's last year. Okay. Sabalenka because she had 2 early X's last 2 tournaments. Okay. Olenikova will win the French because Ukrainians are winning all the titles. Fair. Raducanu, great serving mentality. Okay, Ostapenko will win. Hey, look, enough said. Sabalenka, she's always clutching the Grand Slams and seems to have recovered well before RG. Okay. Swiatek, because she wants that number one back real bad. Okay. Coco, because you have to beat Coco. Victory belongs to the most tenacious. Okay. Coco, she's won it before. Yeah, I am leaning Coco. Also because Coco has a decent draw compared to the others, right? Some of the others have a tougher draw. I think Coco's draw is a little less intense. At least in the first couple of rounds. Like, Coco's going to play Townsend, probably Gelfie. I mean, Potapova third round's not easy. If she plays Potapova. Alexandra Eala might not even make it. Cocciaretto might be a fourth round opponent, which we know has been a problem. And then Anisimova Noskova in the quarters, maybe. But then again, Sabalenka's draw's not bad either. Sabalenka probably makes the quarters, and then that's when she starts to have to play hard, like tough tennis. Unless Osaka comes to life. All right, 15 all. Boko serving to stay in the set. Ostapenko will bagel Swiatek in the final. That's not going to happen because they're going to play in the third round. I think Coco has a good chance of repeating. She has been playing well lately. True. Mirra. I'll tell you what, Mirra, oh man, Mirra is not a bad pick. But how does she deal playing her first Grand Slam final is my question. Because we've seen her buckle under pressure before, and I feel like going to a Grand Slam final for the first time for her might be a lot, and it might be a lot of like she might be really, really like put a lot of pressure on herself, and that could be her undoing. So I don't know. I'm a little worried. I know that she's 1/1000 off the first try, but I don't know. I feel like Andreeva's a tough one because she probably can win the French, but how's she going to deal with the pressure of trying to win a Grand Slam when she gets to like the semis? I don't know. Why is there no hope behind Mukova and Kostruk? There's definitely hype behind Kostruk. Mukova, she hasn't played well lately, so that's why. Anyways, return goes the backhand of Mboko. 30 all here. Cristian trying to steal this set, even though she's been in the front for most part, as with a 4-4 rally. Mboko goes the backhand of Cristian. 400 from Mboko. As Cristian backhand up the line. That's a good shot, but Mboko's there with a forehand and hits in the net. And it's set point, 30-40. Yeah, Kostruk didn't play Rome. That's why everybody kind of forgot about her for that week. But no, she's definitely... Kostruk's definitely on the list. All right, 30-40. I think Svitolina for sure could win it too. But she's never made a Grand Slam final. So it's hard to... Again, it's like, how does she deal with making the final for the first time of a slam? She's never made a slam final. 30-40. As a return from Cristian goes in, and then Mboko puts it away. Another set point saved. We get the deuce. We get to deuce. Two set points saved. Back to deuce. That's the first serve fault, second serve. Second serve. Into the forehand of Cristian. Backhand on Mboko to the backhand of Cristian as we get a forehand from Mboko. Cristian puts up a lob. It's too short though, and Mboko crushes the forehand. Then Cristian backhand on the stretch. Mboko goes cross-court with the forehand. Cristian gets it. As Mboko with a drop shot goes in. And it's advantage on Boko. Good drop shot. It looked like it was fading wide, but it just come back and landed in. All right. All right, second serve. Into the forehand of Cristian, but she hits it out, and Mboko's at 5-all. Good hold. All right, 5-5 in this first set. Good fight back from Boko. Cam, are you expecting a new Slam finals on the men's side? Nope. I'm expecting it to be Rudel, Zverev, or Djokovic. All right. Here we go. Back to Cristian. Must-win game here for her. All right, love 15. Momentum well against her now. Svitolina lost it completely yesterday and was super emotional at the Gale and Friends thing yesterday. That could be a factor in her first round opponent. She hasn't been able to beat. Hey, look, Sol, I said that yesterday. I was talking about that yesterday as well, saying that, you know, Svitolina's going to play a first round opponent that she's never beaten. She just lost to in straight sets a couple of weeks ago. And the whole thing of Monfils retiring, I really hope they don't schedule her match on close to his. I hope there's like at least time between them because, yeah, I think, yeah, I mean, she could get, it could be a distraction for her. And she already has a really, really tough first round. And she doesn't need, you know, it wouldn't be good for her to have that as well as all the stuff going around. All right. 30-15. But we'll see. We'll see what the schedule looks like, and then we'll see how things are. Why not Pegula? I mean, look, Pegula could always win the French. And I would love Pegula to win the Grand Slam. That'd be so much fun. All right, backhand slice from Cristian in the net. 30-all. Here's the chance for Mboko to take the lead and serve for the set. Great fight back. $30-all. Big point here for Cristian. I don't think it's Monfils' last tournament, but it's definitely his last French Open. I think he is playing on, right? 30-all. Serving to the forehand of Mboko. Forehand from Cristian. Again to the forehand of Mboko. Cristian forehand. Into the forehand of Mboko. Cristian. Another forehand to forehand rally with Mboko. Cristian keeps it to the forehand of Mboko. As they go forehand to forehand again. And then Mboko eventually hits it out. It's 40-30. Cristian to keep the lead. All right. 40-30. As Cristian serves again. Serve is a double fault. We get the deuce. We get the deuce. My hope for the French Open is that Eala wins the first round. God, that first round is going to be tough. But I think there's hope. I mean, Jovic did lose to Navarro. So I think there's, for Eala, there's definitely a chance. It would be an upset. Jovic is the favorite for sure in that matchup. But I feel like it is a chance. Jovic on clay Also at Jovic, I think it's her second French Open, right? She played last year. So Eala, I don't know. Eala's having a good clay court season compared to last year, so could be interesting. And they're friends, so that's also tough to play your friend. But see who handles that better. Advantage on Boko. As that goes wide by Cristian. Boko, by the way, was down like, 5-2? And she serves a fault. Second serve. Second serve. Serving to the forehand of Mboko. Backhand from Cristian up the line to the forehand of Mboko. As Cristian cross-court backhand. Mboko gets it. Cristian backhand down the middle. Mboko gets that back as well. As Cristian backhand again. The foot of Mboko. The backhand of Cristian. Mboko forehand again to the backhand of Cristian. Boko goes cross-court with their forehand. Cristian's on the run. Puts up a moon ball. Lands in. Boko gets it back. Forehand from Cristian again. To the foot of Mboko is Cristian. Another forehand to the forehand of Mboko. Cristian again with the forehand. As Mboko goes up the line. Cristian backhand on the stretch. Mboko backhand again to the backhand of Cristian up the line. Good shot. Slice on Boko. Goes wide. Cristian survives. And we get back to deuce. All right, back to deuce. I like the Monfils and Friends thing. I thought the matches were a bit too long. Otherwise, both Sinner and Novak were there. He finally beat Novak. Oh, no. Apparently, Sinner left halfway. I saw that Sinner left halfway. Or did he come back? Did he stay? Did he leave to go to the bathroom or something? All right, back to deuce. As Cristian serves again. A fault. Second serve. Second serve. As we're to serve now the forehand of Mboko. Cristian slice. As Mboko backhand cross court. Cristian backhand on the stretch. As Mboko goes forehand cross court. Cristian gets it back. As Mboko. Forehand win up. And it's advantage on Boko. He left all the match after all the matches are played. Oh, okay. That's fair enough. It wasn't halfway. Okay, I heard that it was like he left halfway, but then maybe I only watched like bits and pieces of it. I was watching Demon or play Darderi, to be honest. That was the match I was watching. I wasn't paying attention too much to the French Open farewell, but I saw some clips and read some stuff. So. But that's good that he didn't go halfway. He didn't miss half of it. He was there for the important part. First serve's a fault. Second serve, he left after his match. Fair enough. All right, advantage from Boko. As the return goes into the forehand of Cristian, and she hits a winner. We're back to deuce. We get back to deuce. God, I hope Demon beats Paul today. I'd love Demon to get a win. Yeah, Rude lost to Navone. Yep, that happened. Navone's a good clay quarter, so I mean, it shouldn't be a total shock. But by the way, chat, we're almost at 200 likes. Appreciate that. All right, first serve's a fault, second serve. Remember, Cristian's had a couple of set points. As with a forehand rally, Boko hits it down the line but wide. Advantage Cristian to take the lead again. You just made me yawn. My bad. My bad. Advantage Cristian. Serving to the backhand of Mboko. Cristian backhand to the front of Mboko. Mboko to wide. Good hold by Cristian, and she takes the lead again. 6-5. Mboko serving to stay in the set.
Win or lose, what a week that demon sorely needed.
I know, right? Let's hope he wins, though. By the way, I'm sorry that I missed this yesterday, but thank you, Linda and Zero, for the 5 gifted yesterday during the, I think it was during the draw ceremony. So thank you for that. Appreciate the if you're here. I don't know if you're here or not, but yeah, sorry I missed that yesterday. I put everything on pause so that we could get through the draw without any interruptions. But I did see it, so thank you if you're here. Paul David warming up. Yeah, that's just about to start. Ugh. Keep an eye on that one as well. Paul is super underrated. He is super underrated. I'm not confident enough to put him in my team, but... Oh, by the way, speaking of team, not Dominic team, your fantasy teams, make sure you make... the deadline is is a day away, so try and get it done today, so you don't miss out. And also, I watched... go watch Expected Aces video if you want to get some extra help with the fantasy team stuff, because he does a great job at making those videos. He said that after the French Open, your team gets wiped and you can pick a new team. You don't have to use the swing switch. That's what he was saying. That he would know more than any of us. So yeah. So if you're worried about the grass season, then don't worry.
Covering WTA matches.
Hey, no worries. Thank you, Venetia, for the donation. So yeah, so if you're worried about maybe I should pick someone for grass, no. Apparently the team gets wiped and then you re-pick for the grass. So you don't have to worry about, who's playing in Stuttgart the week after Roland Garros, right? You get to pick a whole new team once Roland Garros is done. That's what's believed. Yeah. So we'll go with that until because that would be weird. You have to use a swing switch for that. Maybe, I don't know. I thought you did, but then maybe there must be different rules, which is good. Because it puts a lot less stress on how many picks you got to make after the French. If you can just redo your whole thing. 15-0. But yeah, but make your team for the French. You got one more day. 15-0. As Mboko serves again. An ace out wide. 30-15. Hey, Ugo, thank you for the €5 super sticker. Appreciate that. High five. Nole for me, Roland Garros. I don't think he will do it, but would it be great if he got 25? I think it's way more likely at Wimbledon. Pardon me. There's a bit of backhand in the line from Mboko. 40-15. Nice fight. I'm already minus 50 on my team. I know. I was considering getting rid of somebody else as well, but I think I'm just going to stick with what I've got because I just don't want to make... I don't know. I don't know. I like my team, but I'm also not... There's a couple of players I'm a little... I'm do I get rid of somebody for minus 50? But then also, what? Am I going to get rid of Cerundolo and bring in... get rid of Cerundolo and bring someone else in that might lose? Or do I just stick with Fran and take the punishment if he loses? Anyways, 4-1 goes wide by Mboko. We get the deuce. I don't really want to get rid of Cerundolo and then bring in, I don't know, Menchik and then Menchik. I'd rather stick and lose than swap and lose, if that makes sense. I'd be more frustrated if I got rid of Cerundolo and he did well than if I kept him and he lost. And I don't have any trades left anyway, so I couldn't get rid of him if without a cost, without a minus 50. All right, double fault from Mboko. We got another set point here. You got Darderi. I would have loved to have Darderi, I reckon. Even though he's in Sinner's section, I still think Darderi, 4th round, he's definitely got a chance. All right, advantage Cristian. But I like my team. I'm pretty happy with my team. As a forehand return goes into the forehand of Mboko, but it's out by Cristian. Hey! Thank you, Nemo, for the super sticker as well. Appreciate that. I don't know why it just makes this random-ass noise when we get a super sticker, but I guess it's a jump scare, so that's fun. All right, another set point saved. Back to deuce. As Mboko serves in the back of Cristian. Return goes in the back of Mboko. Cristian. Forehand into the back of Mboko. Cristian backhand. Again to the back of Mboko. Cristian up the line as Mboko with a forehand cross court. Cristian gets it back. Mboko backhand in the middle. Cristian gets it back with a forehand from Mboko. Cristian, another forehand as Mboko again with the forehand to the forehand of Cristian. Mboko backhand up the middle. Cristian goes again the forehand of Mboko as Cristian with a forehand again to the forehand of Mboko. Cristian gets it again deep into the forehand of Mboko. Now Cristian backhand cross court goes wide and Mboko gets to advantage. Advantage to Mboko to get to this tiebreak. All right. Cristian's had so many set points as well. All right. As we find out from Cristian, that goes long. We're going to a tiebreak. I can't play the intro because I haven't set the thing up. Who's winning the tiebreak though? Who you got, chat? 1 hour played, by the way. This is kind of like the Fernandez and Boko match yesterday was a bit of a marathon too. All right. Who you got, chat? Who's winning this tiebreak? Remember, Cristian has had multiple set points. Mboko has been fighting back for the majority of this match. She was down. I'm going to go on Boko. I reckon she'll take it. Cristian, I think, has had her chance. I think Mboko might take it off her. Might just fight back and take it. 12-14 Cristian. That's crazy. I hope you're right. Would love that kind of tie break. All right. First serve. First point, sorry. First serve's a fault. Second serve. Return goes into the forehand of Cristian. Forehand from Mboko. Into that Cristian backhand. Mboko forehand again. Into the forehand of Cristian. Mboko. Another forehand. That's a good angle, but Cristian gets it up the line. Slice on Boko. Cristian comes in and hits a forehand winner. That's a great shot. One love, Cristian. All right, 1-0. 1-0. Boko serves. First serve is a fault. Second serve. Serve to the front of Cristian. Return. Oh, just missed. 1-1. I think this would be Demonor's first clay final if he wins. Did he make a final at Barcelona or was it a semi-final? I know he played Alcaraz. I think it might have been a semi. A couple of years back. So you might be right. All right, first serve's a fault. Second serve. Serve on the forehand of Cristian. She hits it out in the return. It was a semi? I thought so. I couldn't remember. I remember that Demon had a chance to win that match too, but I don't remember it being championship points. All right. 2-1 on Boko. All right, 2-1. Cristian serves. A fault. Second serve. Return goes into the backhand of Cristian. And backhand goes in the nets. 3-1 on Boko. Gets the mini break. Three, 1. All right, serve again. Three, 1 on Boko. Tien versus Navone Geneva final. Interesting. All right, 3-1. As a return goes in the backhand of Cristian. Cristian hits it out. It's 4-1 on Boko. Running away with this tiebreak. 4-1. Double mini break from Boko. As Mboko serves a fault. Second serve. Second serve. Into the forehand of Cristian. Forehand from Mboko, the backhand of Cristian. As Mboko back into backhand with Cristian. Now Mboko with the forehand. Into the forehand of Cristian. Mboko. Forehand again. Cristian gets it back. Mboko, another forehand to the forehand of Cristian as Mboko goes again to the forehand of Cristian. Mboko forehand again into the forehand of Cristian. They're just going forehand to forehand at the moment. Now Mboko changed direction. Cristian backhand as Mboko drop shot. Cristian's going to get there. And Mboko wins the point. Cristian overhits it. Great drop shot. 5-1. They change ends. 5-1. All right. Dominating in this tiebreak on Boko. I think Tien has a chance to win his first clay title. Yeah, it's awesome. I tell you what I would have loved. I would have loved that if Tien had played Hamburg and that he was in the final and he was going to play the winner of Paul or Demonor. I think that would have been awesome. Like, imagine Demonor Tien final. But he's playing Navone instead. Tien Rude would have been a great match too, but yeah. Anyway, it's 5-1. Would have loved to see Tien versus Demon clay court final. Second win against Bublik in 2 weeks. Really? Okay. Interesting. So Tien, obviously, we all thought that Tien could play well on clay. He just hadn't shown that yet. All right, as that goes out by Mboko, and Cristian gets one of the mini breaks back. 5-2. As Cristian serves. Anyway, slice from Mboko. And then Cristian forehand up the line. All right, 5-3 on Boko. Navone's a real deal on clay. Oh, yeah, for sure. Navone's definitely not a joke on clay, for sure. He should be... he should be wary of. Serve again. Into the forehand of Boko was a fault. Second serve, Cristian. Double fault. Oof. All right, set points. More. Oh, actually, no. First time Mboko's got set points. Remember, Cristian had 3 throughout that set. And now Mboko's got 3. To take the first set here. All right, serve is a fault. Second serve. As the return goes in the backhand of Mboko. Cristian forehand to the forehand of Mboko. As Cristian goes to the forehand again to the forehand of Mboko. Cristian forehand on the stretch goes wide. There's the first set. Mboko. That was what, like an hour and a half? It felt like it. First set. 76 minutes and it was 7-6. There we go. It's something. I don't know what that is. A coincidence. Mboko's gone to the bathroom. And she takes the first set. Demon's getting an MTO. Not great for Roland Garros. Wait, what? Why is he getting an MTO? For what? You can't just throw that grenade in here and then run away. Tell us why. What the hell? Why? 11 winners, 28 errors from Mboko. 6 winners, 15 errors from Cristian. Only 2 breaks of serve, though. Despite all the errors. A lot of points played, too, as well. Over 100 points played in that first set. 54-49 in favor of Mboko points-wise. A lot of points. Long set. Yeah, what's the medical timeout? Someone's just gone like this, right? Medical timeout. What? What do you mean? Give us context. What for? Just give a leg, arm, shoulder, face. Got to give us something. All right, apparently leg on the around the knee. That's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm reading. Leg, possibly knee. Or around the knee area. And by the way, a 2-1 in the first set, that is not good. That is not good for Demon. That is too early for a medical timeout. That is scary. Hopefully precautionary. Hopefully nothing serious. Demon or early medical timeout in the match against Paul. Hopefully it's nothing to worry about, though. All right. I think both players... You're allowed to do that? He didn't look bothered against Darderi. That's why it's just concerning. Didn't hear anyone consider Boko for the French. Don't think she is a contender. It's hard to know because she hasn't played much on clay. That's the problem, right? And Boko hasn't played much, so it's hard to. It's like an Islamova, right? Do you pick her to win the French? Well, she hasn't played much on clay, so it's hard to. I mean, I don't think Islamova played any on clay. So, and Boko played Charleston and then one tournament. So, yeah, it's hard to. I mean, this is great, better than nothing, right? Good form now, but I don't know. I think there's higher ranked players in better form. So Boko would be an outside pick for sure, but Demon's back playing. Okay, good. All right, here we go. Here we go. Let's see if Cristian can overcome the... By the way, Demon just broke. Tactical timeout. Oh, Demon. He's using those dodgy tactics. I'm just kidding. He's not. All right. All right, here we go. Boko's back from the bathroom. Let's see if Cristian can recover. She did have 3 set points and also a 5-2 lead, Cristian. So that's a tough set to lose. She should not have lost that set. She served for the set at 5-3. And, yeah. Should have won the set. Boko had dental surgery immediately after Miami. Yeah, we talked about that earlier. I forgot why she was out for so long, but yeah, that's why. She was out for Stuttgart. She was out for... she came back in Madrid. She lost, but she was sick, and then she got sick in Rome. So yeah, she hasn't... It's not because she hasn't been good on clay. It's just that it's hard to pick her because there's no... I don't know. It just kind of feels like there's no form, and clay is such a different surface, right? It's different to grass, right? Because then you've got, and when I say different to grass, I don't mean the surface. I'm talking about the just the season. With the grass season, you can go to Wimbledon without any matches and win the whole thing, right? Because everybody is kind of going in with one tournament, right, under their belt, maybe. Like some players play one event and then they play Wimbledon. But for the French, like everybody ahead of Mboko has played multiple tournaments. And some of them, most of them have done really well, right? So you've got Sabalenka's played 2 tournaments. Raducanu has played 3 tournaments and won a tournament, one of those tournaments. Swiatek's played a couple. Gauff's played a couple, had a good run in Rome. Pegula's played them, and also won Charleston, right? Anisimova hasn't. Svitolina and Andreeva have. So it's hard to pick on Boko because you're like, well, everybody ahead of her, all the other contenders, like the serious contenders, have all played and won on grass, on clay. So yeah, it's hard to pick on Boko because everybody else has better form, and it's not her fault that she got her wisdom teeth out, and it's not her fault she got gastro. But if she won the French, it would be kind of out of nowhere because most of the players that are in form would be the more obvious picks, right? But then again, maybe it's that year where there's no obvious pick, so maybe she could take it. But I can't. It's hard for me to pick her because so many other players have been playing and doing better. But she could make the quarters still. I mean, she could still have a run. What's her draw look like? Where's she in the draw? Bartunkova first round is tough. But Pegula 4th round and then Sabalenka. I mean, that if she can get through Bartunkova first round, she probably beats Keys in the 3rd round because Keys is injured. And I think if she gets to the 4th round, plays Pegula, that'd be a good run. I think that'd be a good run. Considering she's only played 1 clay court match. Or 2 clay court tournaments. Also, Cristian almost tripped over there. That was dangerous. Clay is not super thick at the very back of the court. 30-0. All right, as that goes out by Cristian on the return, 40-30. And Cristian's starting to get annoyed. Yep. $40-30. First serve, 4 seconds serve. By the way, Mboko did do well at the French last year, if you remember. She came in through the qualies and ended up getting to the 3rd round, I think, right? All right, 40-30, backhand in the net. And it's deuce. All right, we get the deuce. So Boko serves again. All right, as that goes out by Cristian. Advantage on Boko. All right. As on Boko. Back at deuce. Great backhand cross-court from Cristian. By the way, chat, we're almost at 298k. We might get to 300k sooner than I expected, so appreciate that. Let me buy 70% of your channel, not for sale. As with a 4 up the line, into the slice of Cristian in the net. Oh, sorry, wide by Cristian. It's advantage on Boko. Actually, that's not true. It is for sale, but I don't think you can afford it. Sorry. But you could try. I mean, what's your offer? Give me an offer. What's your offer? My bro said so I can force you to go to commentary classes. Okay. That's not a thing. There's no school of commentary, but, you know, whatever. One love. But what's your offer? Go on. Entertain the masses. What's the offer? My 2 wild cards are on Boko and Kostruk at the French. Yeah, Kostruk for sure. Kostruk's, I think a lot of people are going to be picking Kostruk. By the way, it's so funny how somebody says 20 million and somebody says $1. Both crazy. Both crazy. Both crazy. I feel like Svitolina may have a chance. Yeah, I'm just a little worried with Svitolina because she's got a tough first round and she's also got the whole Monfils retirement party to be a part of, which I'm a little worried about. I know she did it yesterday, but I don't know. I don't know. If she can get through that first round and Monfils' retirement matches don't get in her, like, don't distract her, then I think she should go far. 4-1 Demon up against Paul. Let's go. All right, 1 love in Boko. Dude, why'd you run away? You were saying all these things and then you just left. Do you not have an offer? Okay. All right, love 15. Bro's like, I'll buy the channel. And then he just left. 75% of the channel. Bye. All right. Got to give us a number. Love 15. First serve the fault, second serve. All right, is that good in the net by Cristian, and it's love 30. And Boko looking for that. Pardon me, early break. There's a backhand now from Mboko into the forehand of Cristian, and Cristian to wide. Love 40. All right. Love 40 and Boko to take the early break. All right. As Cristian saves 15-40. All right, as that goes out by Mboko on the return, 30-40, 2 saved. All right, 30-40. As Mboko, break point again. 7 to the backhand slice of Mboko. 4 now from Cristian's a winner. All right, we get the deuce. Cristian survives. Qualies are done. Well, then the full draw must be coming out. Must be populated pretty shortly. All right, back to deuce. Paul holds 4-2. Demon, okay. All right, Cristian serves again. As the return goes up the line and long by Mboko, and it's advantage. Advantage Cristian. As the return goes out by Mboko, Cristian wins 5 points in a row to take the game. It's 1-1. All right. Ah, 1-1. Swiatek, Gauff, Sabalenka, Raducanu, Pegula. Yes. 1-1 in the second. As the backhand return goes into the backhand of Mboko. Backhand from Cristian to the foot of Mboko. Cristian backhand. Again, the foot of Mboko. And Mboko in the nets. It's love 15. Love 15. Mboko serves again. Into the backhand of Cristian. Return goes short, but Mboko puts it away. 15-all. Serve again. Into the forehand of Cristian. Forehand from Mboko up the line. Cristian backhand wide. She tried to go back up the line. 30-15. So Boko serves again. Another fault. Second serve. Second serve. Ooh, double fault. All right. 30-all. Chance here for Cristian to get an early break. Even though she had a break in the first set, it didn't mean anything. All right, return goes in the back of Mboko. Up the line as a winner. Too good. 40-30. Beautiful backhand. 40-30. Yeah, Cristian's going to be unseated at the French. Yeah. Which is going to be interesting. I think she's the highest ranked unseeded player. We were talking about this earlier. I think she's the highest ranked unseeded player, which is super dangerous. Backhand return goes into the forehand of Boko. Into the forehand of Cristian. Boko can't get that one. Back to deuce. Back to deuce. Back to deuce. I wonder if Cristian and Halep played each other before. I think they did once. Like last year, I think they played. Maybe. Or did they play? Did they play? Maybe. I think they played once. Zoko's out from Mboko and it's advantage Cristian. But I could also be getting confused with Ruse. Halep might have played. Maybe Halep and Ruse played. Oh no, Halep played Cristian in not last year, sorry, in 2021. They played at the they played in Romania. I thought they played last year in Romania, but they played back in 2021 in Transylvania Open. Halep won 6-1, 6-1. I knew they'd played there before. Obviously, my mind is a blur. I mean, chat, does anyone else have a blur between 2020 and 2025? Was it just like all 1 year, or was it just me? Backhand from Cristian into the backhand of Mboko up the line of the forehand of Cristian as Mboko gets the forehand back. Cristian goes up the line. Mboko's there with a slice. And then Cristian forehand cross court. Mboko slice forehand. And Cristian with a volley winner. And there's the break. 2-1 in the second. Cristian gets the early lead. 2-1. Remember, Boko was down 5-2 in the first and still came back. Wildcard wins for French title. Castella, Mukova, Boko, Baptiste, and Jovic. Okay. Yeah, I like that list. It's a good list. It's a good list. I don't know how you remember that stuff. I don't remember many other things, but I can remember tennis stuff. I don't know how. Not perfectly, but it's somewhere in the back here. 2-1. I wasn't a fan of 2020, so I tried to ignore the sequels, 21, 22, etc. True. All right, 2-1 on Boko. So Cristian with the break on Boko. It's already down an early break, but she was, like I said, down 5-2. She was even down set points in the first set on Boko, but she still came back to win. All right, 2-1. But can she hold the break? That is the question. Can she consolidate the break? Can she keep this going? By the way, long-ass match. I'll tell you one thing about Mboko. She might hit the ball hard, but she doesn't play quick. She hits it fast, but she doesn't play fast. Her matches are taking forever. For somebody who hits the ball that hard and you think these matches will be over in an hour, no. All right. 2-1. As the return goes into the forehand of Cristian, she shanks it wide. And it's love 15. Navono beat Rude. Yes, he did. All right, love 15. As we get a backhand into the front of Mboko. Mboko hits it long. 15-0. First day French Open is going to be 34 degrees Celsius. Yeah. Do the French Open have a heat rule? Obviously talk about this way more on Sunday, but okay, so they do use the old method the Australian Open used. The wet bulb globe temperature, which I think is just like a bunch of factors, including like temperature in the shade. So not the same as the Australian Open, who have like the heat scale. But yeah. But they do have a rule. I don't know if they've ever used it that I can think of. But then again, this could also be getting. Oh no, it says here Paris 2024 extreme weather heat policy. Okay. 30-15. As we get a backhand off the tape from Cristian. She says sorry, it's 40-15. So they have breaks in play, so longer, like between sets at the first and second sets. First two sets, sorry. So they have an extended break between the second and third sets of a women's match and a men's match, right? Because it's best of 3 and best of 5, which is kind of standard. It says here that the wet bulb globe temperature passes 30.1 degrees to monitor conditions. The tournament referee and medical staff will convene, okay? Play will be suspended if it's 32 degrees. Now, the wet bulb globe temperature is not the same as the air temperature. So that's where, like, if it's 34, it still might not be hot enough, which is weird to think that's a thing. But yeah, it could. There could be the first week of the tournament. We could have suspended play due to heat. Like we could have a heat rule in place because it's going to get real, real warm. So just keep that in mind. For matches played on a retractable roof, the referee can decide to close the roof to mitigate the environmental heat and continue playing in an air-conditioned setting. So they'll shut the roof. But like I said, it's not the same as Australia where they've got like a big, thick roof. It's a different style of roof. So I don't know how effective the French Open roof's going to be in the heat. I guess we'll find out. But yeah, so expect the first week of the tournament we could be getting some heat rule in place, you know. All right, 15-0. As we serve out wide the final Cristian, return goes long, 30-15. Demon up 5-2. Nice. 30-15. Serving to the backhand is fault. Second serve. $30-15. As the return goes up the line to the forehand of Boko. Forehand from Cristian into the back of Boko. It's Cristian backhand into the net. And it's 40-15. 40-15. 7 to the forehand of Cristian. Return goes to the backhand of Mboko. Ooh, Mboko in the net. And it's 40-30. The draw is out. The qualities are in the draw for the men. Are they? All right, 40-30. As that goes out by Mboko, and we get the deuce. Mboko in big trouble, going down a double break here in this second set. We get the deuce, by the way, chat. We're almost at 250 likes. Appreciate that. Can we get to 300? Surely we can get to 300. We're almost there. All right, serve. Into the backhand of Cristian. Mboko forehand to the backhand of Cristian. Mboko forehand in the net. We've got a break point here for a double break. Cristian. Does feel like the first set, this score. All right, advantage Cristian. As Mboko serves a fault. Second serve. Second serve. Into the forehand of Cristian. Forehand from Mboko. Goes wide. There's the double break. All right, Cristian. 4-1 in the second. Much better. All right. Cristian takes the double break. Whew. Oh, man. All right, chat. I haven't asked you this week. Where are you watching from? Let me know. Where are you watching from? I'm in Australia. It's whatever, 2:30. Where are you watching from? Where are you watching from? We've got Chicago, Michigan. We've got Florida, Nigeria, Australia, High Wycombe, Los Angeles, Sydney, England, Poland, Minnesota, the UK, Vancouver, Ontario, Los Angeles, Antigua, nice, UK, Canada, Gambia. By the way, trainers out for Boko. That is not good. And she's gone off the court. Boko's got a medical timeout. Sorry, chat. Kansas City. We've got Honduras, Sweden, Afghanistan, Philippines, New Jersey, Toronto. Perfect pronunciation of my town name. Good. I thought that. I've heard of High Wycombe, so I kind of knew that. I heard someone say it before. Nova Scotia, North Carolina, Dubai. Medical timeout going for Mboko, as it says on the screen. Why is it like that? That's weird. There you go. Yorkshire, Suriname. Can I pronounce Worcestershire? I know it's not Worcester. It's like Worcestershire, right? Worcestershire? Pretty sure that's how you say it, right? The sauce, right? Can you pronounce Leicester? Yes. Gotcha. You give me the easy ones. Come on now. I can Leicester City. They won the Premier League. Come on now. I lived in the UK for 2 years. I know how to say words. You can't catch me with your British words. Can I pronounce? No, I can't pronounce that word. I have no idea. Bio, you got me. I got no idea. Boko doesn't need a medical timeout. Well, she just got one. She's taken one. Demon won the first. Let's go. We've got New South Wales in the house. Paris, France. Hey, what's up? Are you going to the French Open? Watching other countries try to pronounce Worcester, whatever it is. Yeah, okay. We said it once. I said it once. That counts. I said it once. Will never not be funny. Yeah, it is funny when people are like try to pronounce things. So yeah, Boko is getting medical timeout, and this is actually concerning because she may not play. She might withdraw from this match. Like there is a possibility. Anybody gets a medical timeout. Anybody gets any sort of like. There's no point in trying to play if there's any sort of injury right now. Like this, like I know Demon got a medical timeout in the Paul match, which is always super concerning, right? Right before a slam. Mboko might not play the rest of this match. She might withdraw because she's like, well, it's not worth it. Like I've got to play on Monday, maybe, and it's Friday and I'm hurt. Like she doesn't have many days to get prepared if she's got something going on. So she might. Do not be surprised if she comes back and plays a couple games and says, you know what, I need to figure this out before. Because she again, if she plays tomorrow in the final, let's say she comes back and wins, and she's hurt tomorrow and she plays the final, then she's got to play on Monday. You really think a day between, like, and you got to travel from Strasbourg to Paris? You think? I mean, there's a lot of things to consider here. Do not be shocked if she does withdraw, because there's a lot bigger fish to fry in a couple of weeks. Or in a couple of days, I should say. And Boko's got a medical time. I don't know what it's on, though. I don't know what it's for. She's left the court, so it could be hip, leg, back. So I'm not sure. She didn't show any signs of discomfort, so I'm not sure what the medical... I mean, it could be... She could be feeling sick. I don't... if she's off court. Christian's just chilling with the coaches, talking to them. She's up 4-1 with a double break, so she's probably feeling pretty good. Men's qualities are placed. Oh, okay. So, who is playing anybody? Caboli Pellegrino. Oof, that's tough. I don't like that match. Alright, so Djokovic's section didn't get any harder in my opinion. Wong versus Blocks. That's interesting. Yeah, I don't think there's any really scary. I mean, Nava is definitely an interest. He's a good quality, but he's playing against Carabelli. So Rublev's draw, though, is pretty tough. But yeah, there wasn't any. I don't think there's any crazy qualifiers. I mean, maybe Pellegrino based on Rome, but playing Caboli first round just sucks for both. China versus Opelka. Okay. Yeah. I don't think there's not much there, to be honest. I don't think none of those qualifiers stand out except for Pellegrino, based on the Rome run that he went on. Strasbourg to France is like a 40-minute flight, so not a problem. But of course, shouldn't take the risk. Yeah, look, it's not like okay. So, but you got to remember as well, like when you say it's a 40-minute flight, okay, from the airport to airport, it's 40 minutes, right? So that's 40 minutes from one airport to the other. But getting to the airport from both sides, getting from the hotel to the airport and the airport to the hotel from the other side, right? You got to do that. You got to pack your bags. You got to pack your stuff. You got to unpack your stuff at the other end. Like there's the process of going from one venue to another is not 40 minutes, right? It's probably, an extra hour either side, right? Plus checking in, right? You got to check in, baggage. You got to check in you got to check your passports. You're going international, right? So you've got to do all the processing and stuff. You got to probably fill out some forms, like all that kind of shit too. So like, yeah, 40 minutes from like one airport to the other, but there's a lot more other stuff going on either side. You got to check into the hotels when you get to the other place. You got to check out the other ones. Like, it's probably, I mean, like, okay, 3 hours. That's not much, but also it's still, you got to do a lot of things. It's not simple. Hopefully she has someone in her team that can obviously do a lot to help her, but by the way, Boko has got a shoulder issue. She has got, it looks like almost a pec issue. She has got a massive patch on her, like on her shoulder. That is not good. It's on her right shoulder too. That is not good. All right. So apparently on Monday, on the men's side of things, we've got Monfils playing. He'll be the night session. By the way, Monday men's matches are kind of not like, they're kind of boring. There's no good men's matches on Monday. Monday's men's matches kind of boring. I mean, like the highest ranked player that's playing, I think, is Shelton. I think he's the only top 10 guy playing. Monday kind of sucks. I'm not gonna lie. Monday kind of sucks for the men's side of the draw. Kind of sucks. Like it's not very interesting. Sinner's playing Tuesday, yeah. But yeah, Shelton's the highest ranked. He's the only top 10 guy playing on Monday. Kaboli, Cerundolo, Monfils, very fun to watch, but they're not. Like, there's no high ranked guys playing. That's kind of sucks. Monday kind of sucks. Anyways, love 40 on Boko with the injury is fighting back. All right. First serve is a fault from Cristian. Second serve. By the way, Gene, what you sent me, the qualifiers were not placed. Anyways, backing up the line of the forehand of Mboko. Slice from Cristian goes in the front of Mboko. Up the line of the back of Cristian on the stretch. Mboko. Drop shot is a winner. One back. She gets one back. 4-2. And that's not your fault. That's the person who tweeted it. But I'm looking and the qualies are not set. They are all empty. Like, that person put out a thing and it is not right. Buzkova's playing a qualifier. Yep, but it's not in the draw. So yeah, qualifiers have not been placed on that list. Not on that one. Maybe they have somewhere, but they haven't been put on that tweet. All right. Tournament starts Sunday. Yep. So Monday. No, it's all good, Gene. Just like zooming in, I'm just like, hang on, where it just says qualifier. Oh, here we go. Monday for the ladies. Who's playing on Monday for the ladies? Are you kidding me? This is not real, right? Monday sucks. What? This can't be the entire list. This can't be the whole list. Am I blind? Are you serious? Dutchy, this isn't real. This can't be real. Monday is terrible. There are no good matches on Monday. Like Monday sucks. And Nisimova is the only top 10 player playing on Monday. You've got 2 top 10 players on Monday, both on the men and women's side. What the fuck are you doing? What are you doing? Roland Garros, you've lost your minds. Monday has been abandoned. I guess Monday they've got Monfils, so it's Monfils Day. And they've cancelled everyone else. Like, there is nothing. Mboko's playing Monday? Is she? Oh, wait, hang on. And Mboko. Wait, where? No, Mboko's not playing Monday. Not on this list. Maybe this list is cut short. Maybe there's more matches to come, but are you sure this is the full list? Are you sure? Is this the full list? 30-15. Gotta love schedule round. This is not a schedule round. I mean, this it is, but it's like, come on, you can't be like, what are we gonna do on Monday? There's like nothing to watch. This is crazy. I don't want to watch Dasher versus Oddmans. I'm scared. 30-0. That can't be the full list. How can they only have like 10 matches on Monday? What are we doing? Sunday is unnecessarily stacked, but I guess, more people will go on Sunday. Monday, no one's going to go except for the Monfils party. 4-1 winner from Mboko, 40-30. This is crazy. Mboko's not playing on Monday. She's playing Tuesday, which is fine, which is fair enough because she's got to play today. What the hell are we going to watch on Monday? Monday, we're going to 0 matches. I can't have a day off on day 2. That's crazy. Well, it's like day 1, watch 700 matches. Day 2, go on holiday. Like, I can't do that. Anyway, it's 400 from Boko. What is Monday sucks. Which is a great drop shot from Mboko. All right. Mboko gets the 2 games after the medical timeout. Monday is the worst. Okay, chat. I'll read out these matches. Maybe I'm missing something. All right. This is what is happening on Monday. Actually, you know what? No, Sunday. I'll start with Sunday. Ready? On the men's side. Sunday matches. Ready? Blocks versus Wong, I guess. Dragoo versus Menchik. Echeverry Borges. Kecmanovic Marijan. Medvedovic Hanfman. Sonigo versus a qualifier. Fonseca versus a qualifier. Prismic versus a qualifier. Royer versus a qualifier. Djokovic Pirikar. Fritz Perseveretti. Duckworth Diallo. Fakina Jumher. Taranti qualifier. Trangiletti qualifier. Opelka qualifier. Hashanov Gia. Alice Bellucci, Mahach Bergs, and Zvera Bonzi. That's Sunday for the men, right? That's Sunday for the men's side. On the women's side on Sunday, you've got Tormo Korpatch, Tagger Wong, Towson versus Snahor. You've got Kennan versus Stearns, Tomanovic versus McNally, Bencic versus a qualifier, Kostruk, Selik Mkteva, Bolinets Burrell, Valentova versus Lynette, Balick versus qualifier, Andreeva versus Ferro, Arango versus a qualifier, Jones versus Dajmaya, Buzkova qualifier, Ruze Frey, Raducanu Sierra, Castella versus Efremova, Starab Dubseva versus Blinkova, Krejcikova Baptiste, and Kovanic versus a qualifier. That's Sunday for the ladies. Now the Monday. Remember all those names I just mentioned. Monday for the men. Rinderk Nish versus a qualifier, Fucsovic Berrettini, Hurkacz Munar, okay, that's not bad. Maybe we could watch that one. Tiafo Spaziri, Vukic versus Colignon, Shelton Marita. He's the only guy in the top 10 playing. Kipson versus Van Asch, Batista Agu Nakashima, Kaboli versus qualifier, Wu versus Skiron, Cerundolo van der Zandt and Monfils versus Gaston, which is going to be the night match, 100%. The women's side. So the men's side, one match, one top 10 guy. The men's side, the women's side on Monday. Kazakina versus Omez, okay. Buksha's qualifier. Schneider Zarazua. Kessler qualifier. Arobo versus Bolter. I think it's Arobo. Joint versus Potapova. Gibson Putintseva. Osorio versus Alexandrova. Zhang is playing. Okay, we can watch her playing a quali. Grabber versus a qualifier. Nisimo versus Rajona. And Maria versus Mertens. I mean, again, it's like... Where's all the good matches? What the hell are you talking about? Like, we're going to watch Hurkacz Munar? That's the best match on the card? Monfils Gaston is the best match on Monday? Yeah, it's a good match, and it's great to see Mont. But that's not the... How is that the best match? The only good match? Like, what? Monday stinks. If you're going to the French Open on Monday, that sucks for you. I feel bad for you. Go watch Hurkacz Munar. You'll get your money's worth if you watch that, and Monfils if you can get center court. That sucks, though. I think that sucks.
Early rest day for you on Monday, Cam.
He. Yes. Thank you for the $2. Anyway, it's 15 love. That goes out by Christian, and it's 15-0. Which means on Tuesday is going to be overly stacked. Tuesday is going to be way too much. Eala's playing Tuesday. So that means, who did I not talk about? So that means on Tuesday, right? Tuesday, Sinner plays Tuesday, right? Sinner, Rude, Medvedev, Hoda all play Tuesday. Eala plays on the women's side on Tuesday. Wait, hang on. Where the hell's Raducanu? Raducanu and Sabalenka can't play the same day. That must not be the whole list. That can't be the whole list. I didn't say Raducanu. There's no way Raducanu and Sabalenka are playing on the same day. And Swiatek? No. And Gauff? No. That list is not complete. That list is not complete. There's no way you're going to have the top 4 ladies and Pegula. They're not going to have the top 5 ladies in the world playing the same day. That's insane. That list is not complete. That list is not complete. That's not the full list. Oh, okay. So that's the list of the top. So top half of the draw plus that. Okay, that makes more sense now. That makes more sense. Okay, this doesn't help. This list just doesn't have all the matches that we're missing. So Sabalenka is playing on Monday too. Gauff's playing on Monday. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. Wait, no, sorry, sorry. Wait, bottom half of the women's top half. Yeah, okay, that's not all the matches. That's only part of the matches. God damn, we've got to explain these things properly. All right, so those are those are adding. Okay, anyways, 30 all. We'll get to this in a second. So yeah, so we're gonna have Raducanu and Swiatek as well as all of those names I mentioned. Okay, that makes way more sense. Why did they not write that down? That would have made more sense if they wrote down all the other matches. I was going to say, how the hell are you going to get the top 5 ladies on the same day? So, okay, bottom half of the draw for the ladies and men on Monday as well. Plus all those players. Okay. Which means Sabalenka plays on Tuesday. That makes more sense. Anyways, break point on Boko. She hasn't lost a game since she's come back. What's your email to send you stuff? No, don't send me emails. Please do not send me emails. Send me through on Twitter or Discord. Don't send me emails. I won't read them. 3040. Please don't send me emails. I don't read emails at the best of times. As we're find out from Cristian, when Boko puts up a lob, but it's not going to make it. And it's back to deuce. Cristian survives. Okay, so that makes a lot of sense. Twitter is down below in the description. Okay, so it says here, yeah, okay. So the bottom half of the, so who do I not, okay, that makes so much more sense. Okay, so Swiatek, Raducanu on Monday. They're playing Monday. Eala is playing on Tuesday. Okay. Svitolina is playing on Monday. Monfils is also playing on Monday, so that is really shit for them. That sucks for them. That's terrible. I mean, Svitolina's got to play during the day and then play, and then it'll be him later, right? He'll play the night session. So that's kind of, I mean, maybe to get her match out of the way first, that's probably not the worst thing. It could be worse. She could have been playing after him and it would have been really emotional. All right, advantage Cristian to keep this break. And then on the men's side, bottom half of the draw, so Zverev and Djokovic already played by Monday. So that means Hoda's playing Monday. Fonseca's playing on Monday. No, he's playing with Djokovic on Tuesday, right? On Sunday, right? Demonor plays Monday. Rublev, maybe. Okay. Feast and Wawrinka will be Monday. That'll be Monday night. No, wait, that's Monfils, Monday night. Whatever. All right, advantage Cristian. Okay, thank you for clarifying that, chat. That helped me a lot. I was just blowing my brain. Like, how are they only putting this many matches on? If you go onto the French Open on Monday, you'll be fine. Don't worry. You'll get good matches. Don't worry. I just can't read. Backhand from Mboko. Into the backhand of Cristian. Backhand on Boko. As we're backhand from Cristian again. The backhand on Boko. Cristian forehand. Into the forehand on Boko. Cristian backhand again on the stretch. On Boko. Hits it wide. And it's 5-3. So hard to like read and then commentate and then reply to chat. At 3 a.m. It's all right. My performance review doesn't happen until the end of the year. We can improve. All right, 5-3, Cristian. By the way, nearly an hour for this set. This has been a grind. 2 hours for 2 sets is a grind. All right, Mboko serving to stay in it now. Yeah, there you go. You can follow me on Twitter. All right, serve out wide is double fault, love 15. And Boko has got strapping on her right arm. Stevens versus Balick. Ooh, that's a fun first round. That's an interesting first round. All right, serving to the backhand of Cristian. Backhand up from Boko. Goes long. Love 30. Love 30. Chance for Cristian to take the set here. As with a backhand from Boko into the forehand of Cristian. And Boko. Forehand again to the forehand of Cristian. And Boko forehand again. Cristian goes with the forehand long. And it's 15-30. All right, 15-30. Serve again. Serve again. Into the backhand of Cristian. Forehand now from Boko. Is Cristian backhand on the stretch? From Boko. Backhand in the nets. 15-40. All right. 2 set points. Now remember, Cristian did have 3 set points in the first set. All right, 15-40. So we get Swiatek versus Stevens second round. I will say it again. Swiatek's draw sucks. That is terrible. Anyways, return goes into the forehand of Boko. Cristian gets the set. And Boko in the net. 6-3 Cristian. And we're going 3. We are going 3. And we're going to see whether or not Mboko is going to play the entire third set because she is injured. Remember, Boko hasn't played much tennis either, so coming back to play this tournament and playing a couple of matches, winning a couple of matches, the Fernandez match was physical, right? It was 2 hours, or an hour and a half, like a long hour and a half. 8 winners and 19 errors from Boko, 7 winners, 7 errors from Cristian. 3 out of 3 break points converted as well, including breaking to win the set. And it was an hour for a 6-3. So, yeah, it's been a grind. She looks in pain, yeah. And look, she's got a massive serve. She's got a massive forehand, and she hasn't played much. So, maybe the time away has been has not been good for her to be able to try and get through, coming back to this intensity, right? She hasn't really had any warm-up. Plus, she hadn't played on the clay before Madrid a couple of weeks ago. So, yeah, not a good... Hopefully, it's only just like soreness and it's nothing serious. But I didn't see this going 3. I mean, Cristian probably should have wrapped up the first set, really. Let's be honest, right? Probably should have taken the first set. Swiatek potentially faces 1 French Open champion and 1 French Open finalist in the first 3 rounds. Brutal. Yeah, her draw is insane. It's not fair. All right. Let's see if Cristian can complete the comeback here. Wu versus Giron, that could be nicer than Fonseca against whoever. I mean, maybe, yeah. Maybe. All right. As Mboko is talking to Wim There's a long conversation going on. Oh yeah, how's Demon going? I haven't been paying attention. Is Demon all winning? What's up? He saved all the break points that he's faced. Good. Thank God. She had a medical timeout. And it doesn't seem like it's shoulder. It seems like it's more like pec. It's almost like here. So I think she might have a pec injury. Now that, something that Dimitrov had obviously at Wimbledon that forced him to retire from that match and didn't play for a long time. But I don't think it's that serious. But, I mean, she hits that forehand, she really rips into it. So it might be like the front of her shoulder. Because, yeah, she's got like a patch up on her shoulder. So, yeah, and she does have a massive serve as well. So you think maybe she hasn't played. That's the thing. And the way that she plays, with that, that aggression on that forehand side, maybe it's that. Maybe it's her just like ripping forehands and on the clay, not being able to get the free points as easily, having to play more. You know what I mean? Like, clay's being slower, right? So maybe not having played that much clay tennis is kind of forcing her to try and go bigger. And that might have been, forcing her to hit massive shots. And that might be affecting her arm. All right. Love 15, though. She hits a lovely drop shot to start this final set. As with a 4-4 rally, and that goes out by Mboko, 15-0. Wim5Z on good terms with Swiatek still. I mean, they don't work together, so they don't need to be on good terms, but I don't think it ended badly. But he's working with someone else, so he probably doesn't care much about Swiatek, to be honest. He's probably not bothered. All right, backhand to backhand rally. As Mboko forehand to the backhand of Cristian. Backhand to Mboko up the line. Cristian forehand. And Mboko goes wide on the slice. And it's 30-15. Now, Cristian needs to just be smart here and play it smart because she has an injured opponent. Now, Boko is going to hit some shots, out of nowhere. But if she can just keep on Boko playing, she might be able to just really wear her down. And wear down that shoulder, more importantly. Forehand now from Cristian's a winner. Beautiful shot. All right. All right. $40-15. As Cristian serves again. All right, 40-30. Bruin, Roland Garros, I can't wait. I know, right? When the draw comes out, you're just like, let's get to the real thing. You're just waiting for all those matchups. You're like, so many good matches to wait and watch. Come on now. 40-30, Cristian to get off to a better start, to get off to a good start in this this final set. All right, Paul broke back. No. All right, Cristian holds, 1-love. One zero. One love. Cam, what would be a good run for Gauff, do you think, at the French Open this year? Or do you think she'll win again? I think she's got a chance. I mean, everyone on the women's side has a chance to win it. So, of course, Coco's in the mix. I think a good run for her would make it to the semis. Her draw is not... I mean, Potapova is a tough third round, but she should get through Potapova. I mean, if she lost to Potapova, I wouldn't be shocked, but it wouldn't be a third round's not a good result. But she's in a good section where Anisimova hasn't played. Noskova she could beat Gauff. She did beat Coco a couple months ago, but again, I think she'd like that matchup. Mertens as well. Alexandrova hasn't been playing well. Kalinskaya just depends on the day. So I think she should be making the semis minimum. If she doesn't make the semis, only if she lost to Potapova, I'd be like, oh, okay. Potapova's not an easy player to play on the clay, especially. But look at Potapova's record, right, this year on clay. But I don't know. I think if she lost to Sabalenka or Pegula in the semis, I'd be like, that was a good run. 30-15. But Coco, yeah, I think the semi-final should be because I don't think Anisimova is going to make it that far. I don't know what to think of. I don't know what to think of Anisimova at the French because she hasn't played. So I think Coco semi-finals is pass mark, with the exception of Potapova. If Potapova beats her, I can be like, okay, that's just unlucky. But I think if she loses to anybody else before the semis, I'd be a bit disappointed, to be honest. I think Coco's draw is really, really good. All right, 30-all. And the return goes into the forehand of Mboko, sliced to the forehand of Cristian. Mboko forehand. Again to the forehand of Cristian, up the line to the backhand of Mboko. Cristian backhand. Again to the backhand of Mboko. Cristian again with the backhand to the slice of Mboko, but Mboko hits it wide. And it's break point, 30-40. Now, this is where Mboko needs to consider whether or not playing the rest of this match is worth it. If she does get broken here, and I know it's final set, just play the match, but these sets have been going a long time, right? It was an hour for the second set. So, it might only be 2-love if she gets broken, but it could be another 45 minutes to an hour playing. And if that arm is getting worse, that's not worth the risk when you got a slam coming up. Backhand slice from Mboko into the forehand of Cristian. Mboko. Forehand deep into the forehand of Cristian is Mboko forehand again. That's a great shot. Cristian puts up a lob. And Mboko comes in with the forehand inside out. Mboko with the backhand now. Into the backhand of Cristian. Mboko backhand down the middle. Cristian drop shot. Mboko's going to get there with a backhand win up the line. And that's and that's deuce. And with those rallies, that's not going to help the arm at all, right? I mean, those are the rallies we've been having all day. But she survives. Deuce. Tough rally. All right. We have the deuce. Swiatek's draw is terrible. Yes. Unfortunately, yes. It is not just me saying it is bad. It is always bad. And it's probably the worst draw she's had. She wins the French Open, Swiatek. It will be one of the great runs. All right. All right, advantage Cristian. That's a great shot up the line. All right, advantage Cristian. First serve's a fault from Mboko. Second serve. Second serve. Mboko. As the return goes into the forehand of Cristian, back into Mboko. And it's Cristian forehand to the forehand of Mboko, and Cristian up the line into the backhand, but it's out by Cristian. We're back to deuce. All right, back to deuce. Served on the tee is a fault. Second serve. Second serve on Boko. As a return from Cristian goes long. And it's advantage on Boko. All right, on Boko to get the first game of the third for her, and she hits a winner. No, it's a forehand up the line from Cristian. Up goes the lob, and then Cristian puts down the smash and puts it away. And we get the deuce. All right. All right, there's a bit of forehand from Cristian. That's a moon ball. Into the forehand of Mboko. Cristian backhand. Into the backhand of Mboko is Cristian with a backhand again. Mboko. Into the Cristian backhand is Mboko with a forehand up the line. Cristian with the backhand again. Goes long, and it's advantage on Boko. By the way, pulls up a break now in the second. Blah. All right, advantage on Boko is Cristian. It's a drop volley, but I think she missed. All right, it's 1-1. Cam, did you see Tien beat Bublik again? Yeah, I did see that. It's crazy. Paul was down love 3, now he's up 4-3. Okay. This is why we don't watch Aussies. By the way, chat, we're almost at 300 likes. Rebecca has a tricky draw as well, in my opinion. Baptiste, Krejcikova, Castella, maybe Mirra quarters. Yeah, that's not easy either. Sabalenka's got hurdles as well. Goff's got Potapova, but after that, it's like maybe Noska in the quarters, but I don't know. All right, love 15 as Cristian makes an error. Demon's knee may be affecting him. Yeah, but nobody in the chat said his knee's being a problem. Even though he had that knee, he won the first set after the knee thing. So, I mean, I don't think that's... Yeah. Just try wearing your witching hat when you watch the Aussies. I'm not a wizard. Love 15. This is a first serve fault. Second serve. I'm not a wizard. Don't get fooled by the glasses. All right. There's been a double fault Cristian. I'll tell you what, if Cristian loses this match, she should be kicking herself because she should have won the first set and she should be beating Mboko in this third set as well. All right, so it goes out by Cristian. Love 40. This is terrible for Cristian now. Mboko hasn't done much in the last couple of games. She's hung on to serve, but Cristian is giving Mboko all the free points. That is not a good idea. Ever. Serve in the back of Mboko. Return goes in the net, and that's one saved. 15-40. Did you say yeah, I saw TM beat Bublik. Harry, you're a wizard. Yeah. That's what they say. By the way, chat, was Hagrid a wizard? Did Hagrid do magic? He must have been, right? Otherwise, why would he be there? All right, return goes in the backhand of Cristian. Forehand now from Boko. I know we had a dragon. Forehand goes up the middle into the forehand of Cristian. Slice from Mboko. Cristian forehand. Goes wide. Mboko breaks. 2-1. I want to get a Hagrid origin story. There's probably... Is that Fantastic Beasts show? Is he in that? Maybe? I don't know. Wasn't Hagrid expelled from Hogwarts? I don't remember. I didn't study the film. I've only watched a couple of movies a couple of times. All right. He was banned from using magic. Oh, okay. Yeah, give me some Hagrid lore. He was a wizard. He was a wizard, and he got expelled, and he lost his magic. Ah. Okay. The Chamber of Secrets book is his origin story. Hey, Trishan, stop laughing at me like I should read that. Like everyone should have read that book. What are you talking about? I saw the movie. I don't remember that. All right, buddy? Don't laugh at me like I'm some stupid idiot. I don't even have a Harry Potter book in my house. Sorry I didn't read the book. Megan laughing at me like I should know this. Like it's common knowledge. The hell? I'm not a pothead. Potterhead. Potterhead. What do you call yourselves? Trishan, what do you call yourself? What do you call yourself? A Potterhead. Potterhead? Pot. What is it? I don't know. What's the name of your fan club? All right, 2-1. Mboko's got the break, by the way. And Cristian is the fitter player of the two at the moment, but Mboko serves an ace. Boko serves an ace. 15-love. All right, 30-love on Boko. 30-love. There's a bit of fault, second serve. Demon looked gassed. Oh, no. Double fault on Boko, 30-15. No. That is not good. All right, 30-15. Backhand return. Into the forehand of Mboko. Backhand now from Cristian. Into the forehand of Mboko. Cristian backhand again. Into the forehand of Mboko is Cristian backhand on the stretch. Mboko with the backhand. Up the line. And Cristian passing shot goes wide. 40-15 on Boko to consolidate the break. Now, chat, on a serious note, if Mboko does win this match, will she play the final? Will she play the final? 40-15. Return goes out by Cristian 3-1. All right, 3-1 on Boko in the final set. What day she play? What day did we find out? We figure out what day she plays. She is in the bottom half. No, top half of the draw. So she will play on Tuesday. So she'll play day 3, right? Yes, she'll play the final. I mean, yeah. I mean, what? She gets an extra day off if she doesn't play tomorrow. I think she's playing Tuesday, right? Because she's top half of the draw. She's not on that list that I read out. So, Mboko will play Tuesday. So I guess like having 2 days off after tomorrow's final, but it's more like making it worse. Like making that injury worse is what I'm more worried about. More so than like having more time off. It's like playing another match, and Navarro is not like a pushover, right? Navarro is very, very like she is a tough player to play. She can play these long matches too, right? I mean, she's a tough one. So all right, 30 love. Oh God, why is Demon falling apart? 30 love. All right, first serves a fault, second serve. You did a college essay on Chamber of Secrets. Nice. I did not. Forehand return goes wide by Mboko. 40 love. I did a college essay on New York City. 40 love. And Vegas architecture. That was fun. All right, 40 love. Cristian serves in the forehand of Mboko. Return goes backhand slice to Cristian. Cristian in the nets. 40-15. 40-15. Do you watch the NBA? You should watch Wembanyama. Yeah, I've heard of that guy. He's like 7 foot tall. Yeah. Yeah, I've seen bits and pieces of him. 40-15. Return goes into the forehand of Cristian. Cristian in the net again. 40-30. 40-30. $40-30. By the way, why do these people have like 4 phones? Why does that guy have 2 phones in one in each hand, and and his friend has a phone? Like, what? Why do they have 3 phones between them? Chat. Why would we? Why? Why? Forehand rally. Why? Why? Backhand now from Cristian to the forehand of Mboko. As we have forehand from Cristian up the line. Mboko backhand goes long, and Cristian holds. Tough hold, but needed it. 3-2 Mboko with the break in the final set. The Chamber of Secrets was an essay for a Bible class. I had to take because my undergrad college was a Christian institution. Okay. So wait, Chamber of Secrets Bible class. I feel like I'm confused. You studied procrastination. Nice. I studied exercise physiology and biochemistry. I studied anatomy for grad school. Cool. So wait, so Harry Potter and the Bible, like, was it just like, how are they different? I'm confused how that would relate. or what you have to write about. Anyways, 3-2 on Boko with the break in this final set, but Cristian is hanging on. I studied education art. Cool. Chat, what did you study at college? Or if you didn't go to college, that's fine, but that's okay. What did you study? Or what is your graduate? What did you graduate in college or wherever? I'm always interested to know. Architecture, Chicago and Old Philly are cool. Nothing like parts of Europe, though. I know, Europe is like ridiculous. But I've been to Chicago. Chicago's cool. I love going there. That was fun. Literature, financial math, mechanical engineering, physics. All right, so we got a lot of smart people in the house. I get it. All right. Marketing, still in college though. Okay. Masters in library science. Library science. What's library science? There's on Boko 15 Love. What's library science? Electrical engineering, carpenter, land surveying, commerce, public relations and speech comm, film, policing. Okay. Civil engineering. All right. 30 Love, by the way, on Boko. Space science. A bit of return now to the forehand of Mboko. Forehand now from Cristian is on Boko. Again to the forehand of Cristian up the line to the backhand of Mboko. Cristian, another backhand to the forehand of Mboko. Cristian, cross-court forehand again. Mboko gets it back. Cristian forehand up the line. Goes long, and it's 40 Love. All right, 40 Love. As the return goes to the net. Great serving on Boko, and she's up 4-2 final set. Not going to lie, came in here, heard Mboko was hurt, lost 40 betting against her, thought she was going to retire and had her in a parlay. I got to be honest, we're not a betting channel. I'm just telling you what's happening. So don't be pointing fingers. Berrettini is playing Roland Garros. You're mute. All right, 4-2. Cristian serves. As Mboko hits the return out. It's 15 Love. Facts, I love the commentary. I drive for my job. Hey, drive safely. That didn't sound like you were pointing fingers at me. Mboko is hurt. That's not a lie. She is hurt. But she's doing well considering that she's hurt. Like, this is a bit of a surprise that she's got something going on with her shoulder and she's winning. I mean, I thought she might be contemplating not playing, but she's still going. Forehand from Cristian into the slice of Mboko. Cristian backhand as Mboko gets it back with the backhand to the forehand of Cristian. Mboko backhand again. Cristian inside out forehand goes wide. And it's 15-0. And I'll tell you this is a classic case as well of somebody who is playing somebody with an injury. Because even when Mboko, remember 4-1 Cristian, Mboko had a medical timeout because she was injured. She comes back and breaks straight away. Mboko does. This is as much Mboko, gritting her teeth and fighting as Cristian thinking that she's playing someone who's hampered and sore and is going to go away. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is mentally playing against an injured player can undo you as well, right? It can mess with you. And Cristian should not be losing this match. She should be winning this match. Mboko's playing well considering, but Cristian's giving away way too many points and almost expecting Mboko to leave. Like, Mboko ain't leaving. She's going to play and you got to beat Mboko. Like, she's not going to give it to you, you know? All right, 30-15. And Boko's got a shoulder, like a shoulder injury, yeah, or something going on with her shoulder. By the way, was it Cristian who played? I swear Cristian played somebody injured earlier this year. Didn't Chen get injured against her, and then Cristian had to like battle against her? Was that right? Was that? I swear Cristian had played someone who was injured earlier in the season and nearly lost, but somehow survived. Was it against Chen, or am I getting that the wrong way around? Was Chen the one who lost to an injured Cristian? Maybe. I swear I remember. It's like it was on the hard courts. It was like Indian Wells or Miami. Somebody remind me. 30-all. All right, 30-all. This is a big point for Cristian here. Double break. I don't think she's coming back. 30-all. As Cristian serves again. You know, Boko doesn't give matches away. That is true. I mean, remember in the final of Canada, she was injured in that final and she ended up winning, right? Remember how she got that injury in the semifinals and then ended up making the final and getting it done? All right, break point for Mboko to get the double break. 30-40. Was it against Zheng? I can't remember. She played somebody, and either she was injured and survived, or she played someone injured and just won. I can't remember, though. She did play somebody. I might not even be remembering properly. It's late. 4-4 rally. As Mboko tries to go for this double break. Cristian 4 up the line. Goes long, and there's the double break. 5-1. Cristian is let this match slip. And she knows it. Mboko might get through anyway. Let me have a look. Where's the I'm talking about the match where she played... Yeah, she played Chen in Indian Wells. Maybe she was just leading the final set and she ended up having to play a tiebreak or something, but I swear that Chen in Indian Wells, that's the match I'm thinking of. And she was up like a lot, like she was kicking ass, and then for some reason, I don't know if Chen was injured or what, but Chen came back. No, maybe not. Oh no, Chen was up 3. Oh no, Chen let that slip. That's what I'm getting confused. So Cristian came back from a breakdown and ended up winning the match. All right, I don't know if there was injury. Was there? I don't know. Somebody remind me. Somebody go back. It was a first round Indian Wells. I can't remember. 5-2 on Boko serving the match to make the final. Yeah, didn't Mboko slip in the semis of Canada, get injured on the wrist, and then end up winning the thing anyway? So we know Mboko's tough. Injury or no injury, she will play and she will win. By the way, everybody talking about de Minaur, can we just let it go and pretend like it's not happening? That'd be really good. I'd really appreciate that. I'd appreciate it if nobody spoke about de Minaur Paul. As far as I know, they're not even playing today. I'm pretty sure that match isn't even happening right now. So let's just live in that delusion and don't mention it at all. All right, 5-2. That would be much appreciated. All right, 5-2. What match? Exactly. That's exactly right. Yeah. This is the only match going on right now that I can see. 4-4 rally slice from Cristian goes into the front of Mboko. Cristian slice on the stretch. Mboko gets the first point. 15-love. I tell you, Mboko is tough mentally. Like, I love that. Like that is, again, chat, if you don't think Mboko is going to win a slam in the future, you should watch more of her, because she is so... She's got the shots, right? She's got the serve. She's got the forehand. But she's also got the mentality. Like, she fights. She fights. She's been injured. This is the second time now that she's battled with an injury in a semi-final of a tournament and looks like she's going to win. She's a backhand winner, 30-love. And then you put Wim 5Z in that coach's seat, and she has got to win. She's got to be a slam champion. I mean, she's only 19, right? So she's got time as well. Like, Mboko is legit. Backhand goes wide by Mboko that time, 30-15. Also, remember, Mboko was down 5-2 in the first. Came back to win the tiebreak. She is impressive. Because you can get injured and then you just completely throw the game away. But she is like, I'm going to win anyway. She's not thinking about what's going on in Paris. She's like, I got this shoulder thing, but I'm just going to win this match, all right? Just real quick. Can you just wait? I'm going to win this match now. Here we are worried about, maybe she shouldn't play. Maybe she should worry about the next tournament. Oh, no. What about the French Open? She's like, I'm winning this tournament. Leave me alone. 30-15. And I love that. I'm scared if it affects her French Open because we saw it in Canada. She pulls out of Cincy and then the US Open, she was injured the first round. But she's a fighter. And then every time I talk her up, she makes an error. But that's not my fault. That's just coincidence. It just happens. 30 all. Yeah, Wim Vizet, are we keeping him now? Is he staying? Are we getting rid of him? What's going on now? Ace Amity. I mean, that shot alone will win her a slam. That serve is a Grand Slam serve. That's a Grand Slam serve right there. You can coin the term and make sure you credit me for it. Cam Williams said from Tennis Talk that is a Grand Slam serve. And if anyone else says it anywhere in the world, you'd be like, you watch that. You watched his stream. And Boko wins with another big serve. Boko's in the final. Despite getting injured, she is into the final. Cristian let that slip. She left that slip. She let that slip. Cristian should have won that match. She should have won the first set, right? She should have won the first set. She was down. She was up 5-2, right? 3 set points, but she shouldn't have let Mboko regain some confidence in that shoulder, and because Mboko got broken in the second to lose the second. Cristian shouldn't have let that slip. That was she'll be not happy with that. She'll leave and she'll be like, why? How did I let somebody who had an injury defeat me? That is a poor loss, especially because that was a potential top 10 win, right? I mean, she just slipped through the fingers. But great for Mboko. Love that for her. She's going to play Navarro tomorrow. That's actually really fun. I'm excited. That's actually a really fun final. When Navarro's back, when Boko's back, I mean, this is going to be interesting. Former top 10. I mean, 2 years ago, even 12 months ago, Navarro was sort of in that top 10. And now Mboko's kind of taken a spot. So that's going to be really interesting. Cristian's ranked like 35. She's not 60 in the world. She's like just outside the seeds for the French. So she's definitely not out there. She's not 60 in the world. Cristian, by the way, is having a really good season, but that was a missed opportunity. Like you break to win the second, right? Break to win the second. And then you have break points at 1-love in the third to go up 2-love. Really have Mboko on the ropes, and then Mboko comes back and wins, 6 of the next 7 games and takes the match. And it wasn't that was a quick end of the set as well. She didn't drag on like the first 2 sets. Like that was a quick end to the set. So yeah, and she was up in the first. She was set points up. So yeah, I mean that was a missed opportunity for Cristian. But again, Mboko fights. And thinking that Mboko was going to go away was the mistake, right? You think that you're done. Good match though. Good match. And hopefully Mboko's ready to play Navarro tomorrow, so we can watch that because that'd be really fun. Navarro looking dangerous though. Oh yeah. I'll be cheering for Victoria in the final. Cool. Glad I got to see Vicky close the match. I tell you, I don't know if Mboko's going to be able to do as much of the French as some of the other players, but man, I tell you, what about she could win Wimbledon? I know it's a big call and the draw matters and form and injuries and whatever, but Wimbledon is not anybody's backyard right now, right? The French Open, you can pick a couple of players, they're consistently winning that. US Open, Australian Open, they have, obviously Australian Open is like Sabalenka and Raducanu and, consistently there. Wimbledon's up for grabs. Nobody's won 2 Wimbledons since Serena 12 years ago. So Boko could take Wimbledon. We've had some random champions at Wimbledon. Krejcikova coming out of nowhere. Vondi coming out of nowhere, in recent times. I mean, could it be on Boko at Wimbledon? Like, is that so weird? Would that, plus her game, could that be so strange? What is her, maybe I'll put $5 on her just for fun. She must not be the favorite. There's no way she's the favorite, right? It'll be Raducanu, Sabalenka, right? Maybe it's worth a little bit of 5. Maybe. Responsibly. Swiatek won the Wimbledon kind of out of nowhere. Yeah, true. Yeah, Swiatek was not the favorite to win Wimbledon, and I don't think anyone even came close to thinking that. Boko is not the favorite, but she's in the top 10. She's ahead of Pegula, which is a bit interesting, and Svitolina. So people are thinking that they're on. By the way, Vondi is ahead of Pegula in favorites at Wimbledon. That is insane. Where's Krejcikova though? Krejcikova can't be that far. Oh, she's way behind. What? Yeah, Vondi being near ahead of Svitolina is crazy. But Boko is sort of like number 6 favorite, maybe behind Andreeva and Nisimova. So people can see what I see. So it's not the craziest thing. Interesting though. Maybe we'll wait and see what happens after the French and then go from there. Yeah, we'll probably watch the final. I feel like we should watch Navarro and Boko go for the title. I feel like that'd be a fun final. When is the final tomorrow? Does anyone know the times? By the way, Demon is hanging on. I know I said don't talk about it, but it came up on my screen. I saw the score. I'm like, ooh, deuce. By the way, if you are leaving, don't forget to sub on the way out, please. Come back tomorrow. And then the French Open starts in 2 days. 24 hours from now, we'll be watching the final. And then 48 hours from now, we'll be watching Djokovic, maybe. I don't know. Somebody. Day 1 at Roland Garros is crazy. Yeah, injury pending for sure, but I would love, on Boko winning Wimbledon would be a... By the way, just remember what I've just said now. And then if it happens, remind me what I said. 8 a.m. Eastern time, Cam, tomorrow. Okay, what about local time? Do you have local time? Anyone know local time so I can track back? I don't know what Eastern time is to Australia. I'm guessing it's on at like midnight my time, maybe. 2 p.m. 2 p.m. Strasbourg. So we're looking at... Pardon me. We're looking at... okay. Close to midnight my time. I think. We're on 8 hours difference? Okay. 10 p.m. apparently. That'll work. That's fine. That's actually early. I thought it'd be later. What's going on with Demon? I don't even know. What are you talking about? I don't think he's playing at the moment. Why are you not watching Demon? Because he's not playing right now. Pretty sure. I don't think he's been playing for months. Haven't seen him. When Boko defeats Navarro, there I said it. If her shoulder is not as, or that injury is not as bad as it looked, then she should. Is Bublik Tien the new Medvedev Tien? No. Medvedev Tien is classic. We can't be replacing that. Come on now. By the way, Medvedev Tien could be a 4th round at Roland Garros. Or a quarterfinal. Wait. One of them, it could be something. It could be something. Yeah, Medvedev Tien. Tien Kaboli 3rd round is brutal. Now. But Tien Medvedev French Open 4th round. It's possible. I didn't think when the draw came out, I thought, Tien's not that good on clay. And now I'm like, oh wait, no, him and Medvedev could play at the French. And it could be 5 hours, and it would be another epic to their chapter of their rivalry. It's crazy. It's crazy to think that Medvedev Tien is one of the best rivalries in the sport right now. Like, that is insane to think. Now, it's not really because Tien's a great young player and Medvedev is an established champion, but if you're like when they played last year, we're like, oh, that was a fun match. That one match they played, that was great. And now it's evolved into this, well, we don't have Sinner versus Alcaraz, so we might as well watch Medvedev Tien. Like, it's almost like top 3 rivalries right now. Like, what the hell? How'd that happen? Like, it's awesome. We need that. We need those kind of things, but it's weird. It's so crazy. So yeah, Medvedev Tien is. I hope we get it at the French. That'd be so much fun. Just as I thought, Demon was getting confidence back, and he goes up 6-2, 3-love. I don't know what you're talking about. Pegula is the Zverev of the WTA, always close in slams. I don't know if that was a compliment or a diss on both. I suggested you to watch that first match. I know you did, Gene. We wouldn't have watched that first match if I was like, I might get an early night. And then I got the latest night. But it was worth it. Not watching Hamburg? I don't know what you're talking about. We're watching Strasbourg. It's 4-1 Paul now. I don't understand what you're saying. There are good players who just won't win slams. It happens. Yeah, I mean, in every generation, there's great players that don't get that last trophy. You know? And that's tennis. Not everyone can win a slam. There's not enough to go around. Do we have the full schedule for Roland Garros? A full draw? The full draw's out, but the schedule is not out yet. Not yet. Not yet. All right. Paul is up 4-1 against Demonor. I don't know what you say. I don't understand. I like Kaboli versus Shelton rivalry. Yeah, that's fun too. I mean, Kaboli Medvedev's almost becoming a thing as well, which I like. So that's fun. Can we do a live bracket? No. I'll just do a video. And it'll be on the second channel. Hopefully tomorrow. Well, it will be tomorrow. Yeah. Best match so far? What, this week? I don't know. Probably one that we haven't watched. Paul versus Echeverry. So the final of Strasbourg is tomorrow, and we'll watch that. It'd be fun. I mean, look, as much as we've avoided watching Navarro because people have say silly things. We'll watch her tomorrow. It'd be a great story if she wins the title. Having not played for a while, and also having just not been playing well over the last 18 months, Navarro. She had a great run in 24, and then she didn't play well last year, and she's had illness this year. And then on Boko, going for her first clay title. I mean, God, on Boko, Andreeva is still the best player under 21, but on Boko is getting very close. She's getting closer. Chad, I can't watch the rest. I keep looking over and I'm like, I don't want to watch this match. I don't want to see the score of this match. Come on. Leave me alone. This is Feast's time to shine. Yeah, if he's healthy, which apparently he is. Strasbourg 2 p.m. and Geneva's at 3 p.m. I don't really think the Geneva final's that interesting. Oh, wait, hang on. Who's in Geneva final? Tien versus Navone? And then Bouzet versus the winner of this match that isn't going on right now. I just don't think those finals are interesting. Tien versus Rude would have been interesting. But the Hamburg final is just kind of like, okay. I don't... Bouzet's been on a good run, though. But it's like... Mboko and Navarro have so many more storylines, which I think is way more important to watch. You know, Mboko top 10 and Navarro coming back. And I think there's just way more going on with that match. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I really, I don't know. It sucks Rude lost. I would have loved to watch Rude versus Tien. That would have been really interesting. Also, remember, Geneva's a 250. We don't watch all the 250 finals. This isn't good for Demon right now before RG. I'll tell you, if he does lose to Tommy Paul, who's a very capable player, then he does get an extra day off. So Demon always had a great week. He beat Daderi, and Daderi's been in great form. So I mean, as a Demon fan, it sucks, but it's also he's had a great week considering he's been terrible on clay. Like, this is not a bad semi-finals of Hamburg to finish the clay season before the French is actually not bad. I'm fine by that. I didn't expect him to get through the first round against Cerundolo this week. So Geneva's meh. Yeah, I mean, even Hamburg's a little bit meh. Unfortunately, just fell apart a little bit. Demon did better than expected this week. Oh yeah, considering like the last few months he's been horrible. How's your fantasy team going? I picked, and he's the only warrior left. You picked who? Who's the big head dolls in your collection? I've got all the tennis ones. So I've got like a whole full set of them. There's 9 in total, and they're very hard to find now because they're not available. It's got like Nadal, Federer, Venus, Anisimova, Sharapova, I think Kyrgios, Borg, Mac. I think that's the set. Maybe someone's missing. No, that's the set, I think. I think that's it. But yeah. Oh, God, I can't watch this. All right, I'm out of here. See you guys tomorrow for the final on Boko versus Navarro to finish this tournament off. And that'll be the last. I mean, at this stage, unless there's something on after it that we might tune into, but that'll be the last match before Roland Garros, because the French Open starts on Sunday. The French Open starts 48 hours from now. We will be sitting on day one watching someone playing a 5-setter, maybe. We might be watching 2 matches or 3. I don't know. Probably not 3, but 2. We might be doing double headers. I mean, I don't even know. So yeah, it's all happening. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Mboko wins despite hurting her shoulder. She gets the win 7-6-3, 6-6-2, and she into the final. She'll play Navarro tomorrow. I'll see you then.